You can put on more layers.
No, forget that. No, I like
this
hot.
is
I'm gonna lose weight today, fellas.
Good Health Saunas. Make sure you check them out.
You know, if you're cold, though, your body works harder to maintain homeostasis, which is normal.
Come on now, Brad. Homeostasis.
And you burn more calories to keep that internal body temperature. So you burn calories either way.
Yeah, and I thought you just said that you were looking to have a good, healthy 2025.
I am a good, healthy 2025 in this heat.
Of course.
What is it legitimately like 80 in here?
It's 79.
That's hot, and there's no airflow in this room.
None.
I mean,
we're trapped in a box.
And the three of us.
I did a show 12 to 1, Truth to Power, 101.7 The Truth. I had a co-host in, and he's a bald head dude. And when I say within the first 10 minutes, this brother was like, he looked like he just ran a mile, just profusely sweating. He took his hat off and everything. I'm like, bro, good luck. Good luck.
When someone starts with the beading sweat on their forehead, that's when you know you're in trouble.
Hey, you got something going on there.
I didn't know what. I mean, I didn't know what to tell him.
You didn't get him like a paper towel? Or,
There was a paper towel in there. He was dapping his head. He wore his segments like he was in church. I'm like,
were the YouTube comments just roasting him?
Like he was in church.
No, it was. How the hell?
Man, it's like a wedding for sure. Those are the worst.
Oh,
Summer weddings in a church.
In an old church.
With no air conditioning. Oh.
I've seen some people start to sway up there a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like somebody put an arm on that man. It's about to go down.
Go get him.
Won't he do it? Bring him back up.
Your wedding's in the summertime. You're not in a non-air conditioned space, are you?
I have not been to the church we're getting married at.
Oh, wow. Wait, whoa. You getting married at a church you don't even attend?
Well, it's one of those things where we are working with the church, and it's all through the same system. And
okay, you just a heathen there, but your baby girl in St. Louis, she got a connection.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, her father somehow knew like some bishop or something. I don't know. I grew up not Catholic. I was more of the non-denominational. The Catholic world is wild. I can't keep up. We got marriage prep. And
that is fantastic. What I learned
that is fantastic.
Is that like marriage counseling?
I don't know what it is. We got to meet with a couple. We have to meet with a couple.
Yes,
another couple.
Another couple.
Listen, I'm telling you, the Catholic Church. I know this because my friends have gotten married and they're Catholic. Some of her friends, not my friends, but they're Catholic and they have to go to wedding marriage counseling. You get linked up with another couple who went through it.
They better be cool.
And the thing about
they gonna judge me? I mean, we're not exactly the most traditional family here. Have a kid before marriage.
They'll say that was sin before you found the Lord, and so that's what they'll tell you. But the one thing about it is, ladies, if you go to it, be prepared to know that it is a man's world. That's what I found out
in the Catholic Church.
Oh my gosh! In the booklet, it's a man's world, and I told my girl, I said maybe we should be Catholic.
Wow, that's crazy! I can't believe there's another couple you need to spill your
I don't know if we have to spill to. Maybe they're giving us advice.
Yeah, mentorship, right?
Help transparently, I don't know if the deacon we're meeting with is a listener of KBN, but we moved our Tuesday meeting because we realized we had accomplished zero of the next steps that he gave us that we were supposed to meet about. So we were, quote unquote, a little under the weather in our family.
Oh, y'all some heathens. Y'all some heathens. Y'all going to hell. Y'all lied to the bishop.
He's a deacon. Whatever they are.
Lied to the priest.
One of them part of the church.
My goodness.
800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. Less is more. Stay tuned to Brad Nortman's social medias as I think you'll be trying some of those in posting for the fans. The OG influencer Brad Nortman is going to be on there.
I'm going to be trying those this week, filming it at the Nortman estate and posting it before I leave next week. I can't wait. I already got them in my refrigerator ready to roll. They're just staring at me. I can't wait to try them.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. UKBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Wish me luck in the journey to get the blessing to be married in a church that is somewhere else, as Kyle mentioned.
Amen.
But that being said, Jason Wilde, in the State Journal, I believe, reported that per sources, and he's a big J like myself. I did report that the Packers were playing.
You just discredited Jason by
September
saying that.
28th against the Steelers out in Dublin. And so my fellow journalist Jason Wilde.
Does he know about that?
I tuned in enough on Monday to know that I still don't understand where Ben's
sources are.
I'm not sure I believe it.
Oh, damn!
But I guess I'm just going to roll.
I like that he said. I like that he said he tuned in on a day we didn't talk about.
I was going to say Monday. That was. I think
we talked about it on Friday.
Yeah.
Was it Friday?
It was Friday.
Yeah,
The days on vacation blur together.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
All the carb lists, they blur together.
Ben's a big J is pretty much all you need to know.
And so Jason Wilde reported that from sources, it sounds like Davante Adams is very open, and obviously we've seen him talk to Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show. Look, let's read between the lines here. Jason Wilde is reporting that Davante Adams is very open to the reuniting.
Okay, if you're going to say somebody is reporting something, you have to accurately depict what the report
I'm a big J here. You're not.
Open is the word. Not very open. He is, quote, open, end quote, to the idea.
And I am saying, as a big J journalist, that I read open as very open.
Oh, sure, okay. You're
all
reading
right,
between the
fair?
lines. Okay,
I'm reading between the lines
Sure,
here.
I gotcha.
I believe that Davante Adams wants to be a Green Bay Packer, per my sources, a.k.a. me right now on the radio. And when I hear that...
What are we doing right now?
When I hear that, at this point...
it's getting to his head.
Dude,
already.
it's 79 here. It's going to be a wild show.
By hour number 3, this show will go off the rails. Strofe, you hot too? I can see your face.
Yeah.
You're red.
You thought you were
7
crazy
minutes?
yesterday?
I'm down to my undershirt. I mean,
I took my sweatshirt off right away.
I did the entirety of Mr. Relevant in there in a sweatshirt. I am so sweaty and disgusting right now.
Yeah.
What is wrong with our heat?
It's crazy. It's not... I could touch this thing and put it to 62 and it might get hotter. That's what could happen with this system. But I want to know at this point, is it a failure if Goody can't find a way to bring him back? It's right there. It's right there. And I feel like the majority, there are some people that are not on the Davante train to come back to Green Bay. But the majority of people I feel that we've heard from, polled, YouTube, talked about, callers, community, around me, I feel as if it is a positive thing amongst most Packer fans for Davante Adams to be back in the green and gold. So if Davante, per Jason Wilde, who is a very respected journalist like myself, is reporting he's open to coming back to Green Bay, don't you say, all right, the pressure's on the Packers now. He's saying, guys, I want to come back.
Yeah, this is way too easy. It's way too easy for the Green Bay Packers, but the Packers, and Goody specifically, he doesn't have a history of doing things the easy way, right? Sometimes I feel like Goody tries to outsmart everybody, whether it be drafting a first-round guy who he has a high RAS score and has a high ceiling. Goody tries to outsmart everybody, right? I think that can fall back on him, but this case is too easy. This is a layup. This is a softball, however you want to put it. You very rarely get a legitimate top 10 wide receiver 1, who is openly reporting that he's open to returning. I mean, he's taking pictures of his green and gold sneakers. He's not taking pictures of what are the
San
gold,
Francisco
gold
49ers, red and gold, or the Rams, blue and yellow.
Yeah, he's not doing any of that. He is making it known. He is embedding into the Kay Adams interviews to not only himself but his potential Packer teammates to go to the Green Bay Packers. It's way too easy. Not to mention, it's not like all the Packer wide receivers took that step that we want them to. If they all looked like wide receiver 1s, I would say, why would we need Davante Adams? We don't need him. We have plenty of wide receiver 1s. There's a void. There's somebody that wants to fill that void. He's beloved. He has goodwill. He's eager to come here. He's eager to be on a winning team. It all aligns. Goody, take the layup, take the softball, pay him what he deserves, but I think he might take a slight discount. But it's too perfect of a scenario if you actually want to do what Goody said he wants to do, which is a sense of urgency to win a championship.
And I'm
Put
right
your
there
money
with
where your
you.
mouth is,
No,
right?
that's
I
it.
would be disappointed if it didn't happen.
And this is why my frustration has come anytime we talk about the potential idea of the Packers adding talented individuals, and I'm met with people saying, well, they never do that. They never make trades. I'm so upset because when you have potential layups, when you have potential opportunities to get somebody like Davante Adams, where we know if Jason Wilde is saying that he said he's open to the idea, then that means that Davante Adams is good with coming to Green Bay. We are a team that is on his list. And when you look at where the Green Bay Packers need to get better at, it is at the wide receiver position. It would be terrible if Goody did not at least kick the tires and talk to him and give him a legitimate offer. Because as you just talked about, Brad, it's more than just having a sense of urgency. It's about trying to win championships. Davante Adams makes this team closer to a championship. We need to take advantage of the fact that we have other young people on this roster that are up and coming, but they're still cheap. You have to capitalize on that. You're not going to have Davante for the next 4 years, but you may have him for the next 1 to 2 years, 3 years max. And you might as well get him because he can contribute to this team. He can elevate this roster. And most importantly, he can build the confidence of your quarterback in Jordan Love so he knows he has a go-to guy whenever he is in trouble, on top of already having Romeo Doubs and a Jaden Reed and a Tucker Kraft. It makes your offense that much more explosive and better.
I agree. And I think we all agree. But the next question to go deeper, and I agree just like with Thomas's premise here, of just talking about, like, and I'm no capologist, Brad, you're the closest thing to it, right? The number, the money, right? You say he would take a slight discount. We don't know that.
That's true.
No.
But we don't.
And I mean slight. I'm talking about
because Goody could also come
30.
way lower.
No,
so that's my question. Is how much does Goody want him? We're going to know by how much he offers him.
That's true.
Because if Goody wants him, he's there, and you can give him a fair value offer, and he would come here.
And so, from my perspective of this, and I don't know Davante Adams whatsoever, but whenever you are trying to politic your way to go somewhere, and you keep on dropping these nuggets, and you understand where you came from, you know what you're getting yourself into. So if he wanted top dollar, he would not be flirting with the Green Bay Packers because he absolutely knows the track record of the Green Bay Packers. The fact that he has showed the shoes, the fact that he talked to Kay Adams, the fact that he, has maybe discussed with Jason Wilde, the fact that all that is out there, he told people they can go public with this, or he said things publicly, he knows in his mind, market value, if he was to go to a free agent market, he could probably get $30 or $28 million a year. He knows the Green Bay Packers are going to come in lower than that, and he's willing to take less to play for the Green Bay Packers.
Or he's trying to create a market for himself, stir up interest from the Green Bay Packers and other teams to get the highest amount.
But I have a hard time believing that, because you don't put on green and gold shoes if you're not making your true intentions known, because that would be slapping it in the face of all the Packer fans.
It does
do like that. Like he's a Packer. Like he's loved. Obvious. What do you want? I'm not gonna lie. If I'm saying something that doesn't make sense, it's because I'm hoping that somebody runs through this door with a Gatorade cooler of ice water and throws it over my head.
Do me a favor.
He ain't gonna survive. He's not gonna survive.
Kick your shoes up on the desk right now. Let's see what color shoes you got on today.
I got the special edition Giannis Candy Funhouse shoes.
What color
those
are
those? Are pretty sweet.
Looks like yellow and blue?
Who gave you those?
I bought them. Yellow and blue.
Candy Funhouse.
So Ben Brust is actually a Chargers insider.
No, that's not how it works.
That's what you just said. That's how it works.
It's a little bit different when somebody's
you don't put on green and gold shoes unless you want to be a Packer.
He posted
he tweeted
it.
out. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm not outwardly saying at Ben Brust, check out my shoes. I love the Chargers now.
I feel like we're doing the whole Rodgers thing again where we read. He owns a pair of green and gold shoes because he lived in Green Bay for 10 years.
Have you listened to him on Kay Adams? I know you got a thing for Kay Adams. I do too. She's a great interviewer.
Whoa. That man is in a relationship, and I don't know what you're talking about. You do.
I'm saying I got a thing for a way she's a journalist, like I am. Don't get quiet on me. You agree.
She's a phenomenal journalist.
Yes. And she has been getting Davante to say things beyond just the stupid image of the shoes that are green and gold.
Yeah.
He has said so many things. So stop trying to get on here and be like, because I'm wearing blue and yellow shoes, it doesn't mean anything.
Chargers guy.
It means something. This all means something.
And here's what I will.
I'm sorry. Go to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. I'm sorry. I've been doing
and ESPN Madison.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube. Strofe, that undershirt just looks so sloppy.
You
and
look
weird.
homeless.
I didn't even look at the stream.
Bro, this is you look disheveled. You don't look right.
Can I go get you like my Lithuanian shooting shirt that's loose?
It's disheveled, not disheveled.
I said what I said. Because you need to dig with a shovel and throw that shirt away.
It's an undershirt for a reason, because I didn't intend on this being my primary shirt today.
Bro, do you walk around the house like that in front of your girl?
I usually don't wear a shirt at home.
Okay.
No shirt at all?
With those straggly arms?
She loves
You
her
walk around with no shirt on?
She likes my arms.
Man, you got a lot of confidence. I'll give you that. Because you got nothing to show.
You do have a lot of confidence.
I got skinny abs, boys. You guys remember those?
No.
Skinny abs?
No.
I know.
No.
No, we're real men over here.
Yeah, we work for our abs that are no longer on our bodies except for Brad.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a seam head now. You can call me whatever you want.
Seam head.
I don't even know what that is.
That means I'm a baseball dork. All I do is sit and watch MLB Big Inning at night.
Head.
I've never heard that before.
This is because you're not a seam head.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Ever wondered what it's like to be an NFL play caller?
The concept of man-to-man versus zone defensively, that's what's going on in the NFL, right? I mean, That's the game.
All the schemes and everything in between.
When the defense for the Packers messes up, they're going to go, but Locker told me that he's got 9-year-old kids that can figure that out. What the hell is going on out there?
The Homer Hour. Weekdays from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN and on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at TPC Scottsdale, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through February 28th. Your winter chance to play TPC Scottsdale awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey guys, Josh DiMaggio here. Don't be like me and wait till the last minute. Valentine's Day is almost here. Impress that special someone with a handcrafted bouquet from Flowers for Dreams. Order a bouquet online at flowersfordreams.com or visit their Walker's Point location. Use code ESPN at checkout for 15% off your bouquet, or this year, try something new with tickets to their date night open studio workshop on Friday, February 14th. Every Valentine's bouquet benefits an amazing local Milwaukee charity. That's flowersfordreams.com, code ESPN.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. February is here and love is in the air, but if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Dominican High School's Aaron Womack III. The senior basketball standout etching his name in state and school record books by passing the 2,000 career point threshold. The 6'6" Womack is racking up the big stat lines this season, including back-to-back games with 96 total points scored. He's averaging over 30 points a game this season, which is of course impressive enough in itself, but he also puts in the work on the boards, averaging 11+ rebounds a game. Womack is hoping to propel Dominican to the state title for the first time in his career. And when it comes to the next level, Womack will be playing Division I basketball next season for Syracuse. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Aaron Womack from Dominican High School.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
This is a man's world. Kyle wishes it was, at least. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. There is a 60% chance I say something stupid every segment because the heat is getting to me. No throwing ice at me. Come put it in the back of my shirt because it will evaporate the moment it leaves the cup.
A little too intimate.
I got a cup of ice. Anytime he says something stupid, KBN Nation, I'm throwing something at him. Cool him off. Calm him down. Let him know he just said something dumb.
Well, Brad made an observation as he was driving around his nice suburban area listening to ESPN Wisconsin's Wilde and Tausch. And old team Mark Tauscher, as we have talked about extensively of, who maybe is seeing the green and gold positive more than anyone than Mark Tauscher and Kyle Wallace. I'm not saying that Tausch goes non-green and gold. I just think it's intriguing to hear him talk about the Packers in a way that he does right here earlier today on Wilde and Tausch.
But now I am wondering, are we good enough in other spots to be able to beat the big boys in this league as we sit here? And that is what's made me ponder, is this question that, I don't know, Brusty and those guys asked. And I don't know how you can look at it and say, well, yeah, even with the close game that we played for 3.5 quarters against Philly, their roster's better than ours. And other teams have better rosters than what we have.
That was Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch. We are Brusty and those guys here from 2 to 5.
Yeah, who the hell is those guys?
Yeah, what the heck? Put some respect on our name. Tauscher.
I don't know who those
New
guys
show
is.
name, Brusty and those guys?
It's not like it's Wilde and whoever the other dudes are. Come on now.
Yeah, for real, though.
Oh, man, you guys sound so salty.
Wilde, Jesse, and whoever else.
the dude is.
So at this point...
Oh, snap.
Are you using Wilde and Tausch hotkeys right now? Oh, man. Do you trust Goody to build a championship roster? Is there an ability? Is there an ability that he has in this short time frame to build a championship roster in 2025? Because we talked about this 3 to 5 year plan that Rob Domofsky wrote about on ESPN.com and the way that the youth was growing together. He talked about championship urgency. That's all great. But in order to do that, you have to put action to it. And are the assets out there for this team, as Mark Tauscher laid out in comparison to the champions? When you look at it roster by roster, he mentioned even the Lions who are in the division. The Minnesota's got a great roster. Can the Packers put together a championship roster in this offseason? Because we talk about the holes. Can they fill it all?
I mean, he can, but he won't. I mean, Goody is the kind of guy that has a formula. He has a routine. He has a belief system on how you should build an NFL football team, and some things are excluded from that. For instance, a big trade that brings in a player, not vacates a player. It could be free agency, right? We saw McKinney and Josh Jacobs this last time. He's going to have to do another big free agent movement like that. It could be paying a guy that is going to be 30 years old. Gasp! 30 years old in Davante Adams, right? There are certain things. Yes, there's the gasp I'm looking for. There are certain things that Goody just does not believe in. Then he is going to have to break through those belief systems if he's going to want to build a championship team. Because guess what? The Eagles, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, even the Commanders, they are not abiding by the same rules that Goody are. The Goody is. Can't speak. That Goody is.
Hot in here.
Yes, too hot. They are looking.
Throw a nice chip at Brad. I didn't do anything.
Kyle missed. Well, try one more time. Oh, got me. They are not abiding by the same. Okay, one's enough.
One's enough. Come on now. Don't go crazy.
They're not abiding by the same thing that Goody is, right? Trades and free agency and certain things to be more aggressive for today. They are not. He's not able to go that far. So can he? Yes. Wide receiver, cornerback, D-line. You do those things. Jordan Love plays a step better than he did last year. This team's firmly a championship team. The thing is, he won't do it. We know that at this point, and I would be shocked if he does do the things that are able to be a 2025 championship team.
800-990-3776. This is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Want to know from you if you believe Goody can build a championship roster in this offseason to make the Packers a true championship contender in 2025. Kyle Wallace, you had spent a majority of your time at the end of the show with John Anderson with a fist to the cloud. Myles Garrett is there. We need Myles Garrett. And Homer and John are telling you, what are you doing? You're setting yourself up for failure.
No, we talk about can he, should he, will he? He absolutely should. He has no other decision other than making this football team better.
He has another decision.
Just
keep being what they've been being.
Okay, my question is, if you have the right answer and the wrong answer, are you purposely choosing the wrong answer just because?
He doesn't believe it's the wrong answer, Kyle.
No, he knows it's the wrong answer. He absolutely
knows. No, it's not, because they fill Lambeau Field. They continue to have people sign up and go to shareholders meetings like yourself and be owners.
The Packers are the envy of about 28 other football teams.
Yeah, but you need to know who
management, general managers, coaches, the stability that they bring to an organization doesn't necessarily equate to what the fan wants, but it's a really great structure for stability.
No, this is the offseason he needs to do. He needs to repeat what he did in 2019 when he brought in Zadarius Smith, when he brought in a Preston Smith, when he brought in a Billy Turner, when he brought in a Adrian Amos. Like when he brought in a plethora of guys that could be injected into that football team that could make them be better at competing. That's exactly what he needs to do this offseason as well. And so when I look at can he? Yes, he can. And will he? He better. That's what it comes down to. He better do that because.
And if he doesn't, what are you going to do about it?
No, I'm complaining. I'm going to complain on the radio right here 2-5 for a whole year about how Goody failed the Green Bay Packers in not bringing in reinforcements that can actually solidify this football team. I'm telling y'all, the reason why I'm so upset is because of the fact that it is rare where you have an elite wide receiver that will be a Hall of Fame wide receiver who is flirting with you and saying, I want to play with you. It is rare where you have guys at positions who want to be traded who are saying, somebody come get me, and you actually can do it. This is an opportunity for Goody to show that he really wants to win a Super Bowl. So I believe that Goody is smart enough to recognize that this is the time to put all your chips in and to build up the roster with guys who are looking to be somewhere new. Guys who are looking for a breath of fresh air. Do you see how excited Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs were to be part of a winning culture, to be part of a team that's going to the playoffs, to be part of a team that you actually believe you have something, you have hope? Myles Garrett was salvate at that. Max Crosby was salvate at that. And then on top of that, Davante Adams is already telling you, I want to go back to a place where I know I have a chance to do something and be something special. So Goody needs to take advantage of that, and I fully expect that he does something this offseason. He will have a spending spree.
Don't do that. Do not fully expect it because you're just going to end up disappointed,
Goody
Kyle.
will spend this offseason, and he gave us some tea leaves by simply saying we need to have a sense of urgency from everybody here, and I guarantee you he believes he needs to have that sense of urgency. Goody will
his version of expecting to do things might be different than your version, though.
But
in his mind, he might be doing everything he thinks is possible, but it might not be what aligns with what you think he should be doing.
But the thing is he aligned this up when you talk about eating David Bakhtiari's contract, when you talk about eating Aaron Rodgers' contract. He aligned all this up, and it worked out perfectly because now we have cap space to be able to go and get people to reinforce this football team. This is part of his plan. There's no reason to sit on all that money. No, you use that money to reinvest it in the football team. That is what it is there for. So I promise y'all, Goody will be active once again this year in the free agency and hopefully in the trade market so he can bring reinforcements to this football team to get us that much closer to winning a Lombardi Super Bowl trophy.
But even if Goody does that, which I hope he does do that, he's going to have to find a way to do it. Everybody else is going to have to take a collective step forward, too, because teams that win Super Bowls, teams that play in Super Bowls, they have at least areas of their team that is the best in the NFL. Could be quarterback, could be D-line, could be O-line. There is something about their team. There are position groups that are the best in the NFL. I know when the Panthers, I played with them, we played in the Super Bowl. Cam was the best quarterback in the NFL, one of the best O-lines in the NFL. The linebackers are the best in the NFL.
They were.
And even Josh Norman in the safety in our secondary. He got Defensive Player of the Year votes. He had a great secondary.
Let's take a time out here because as I see on the Carbless Talk and Text line, the sense of urgency message was put out to the players. I agree with that because that's the way I heard it. I want to listen to Goody again after the season when he talked to the media because I want to see if Brad, if you feel what I feel, or if Kyle feels what I feel, or if KBN Nation feels a certain way. This feels to me like he was directing a lot of it at the players, not like, oh my gosh, Goody, have to have the urgency to build a championship team. He's got a plan, but is it the same plan that we're all talking about? Let's dig in here.
You always have some disappointments in the year. I think for me, the thing that's been on my mind, I think as we've concluded this season, is we need to continue to ramp up our sense of urgency. These opportunities don't come. The life of a player in the National Football League is not very long. We got a bunch of good guys in that locker room. We got a bunch of talented guys in that locker room, and I think it's time that we start competing for championships. Right?
Oh, I love this even more.
He talked about the locker room, and it's about time we compete for championships. He did see we need to ramp up.
He
better be part of that. We is the big thing.
The very first thing he said was the life of a player is not that long in the NFL. So clearly players was his primary focus when saying this. Now, he needs to take his own advice, have that same level of urgency.
I'm telling y'all, my level of confidence is looking back at history, right? Seeing the Packers spend $183 million in a day back in 2019, right? It's because the Packers were trying to build this roster. roster. And so for me, when I hear that audio and I hear we, one thing I know about Goody is right there with the guys. He believes he is part of this organization, right? And so
does he?
Yes, he 100% does. 100% does.
I think Goody, GMs tend to feel like, honestly, like puppet masters a little bit. Like I'm kind of choosing it.
He's been here so long, right? Like Green Bay is in his DNA. This is the place he's been for the majority of his career. Like Good Karma Brands, I've been at Good Karma Brands since I was 18 years old, right? Like when I think about GKB, when I say we, I think about me with GKB, right? I take pride in that. And I know he takes pride in being the Green Bay Packers being a special organization. I'm telling y'all, I just have this feeling. I don't know for sure because I don't know what's on that man's mind. But based off what I'm hearing, based off what I'm seeing, and based off just the universe, y'all,
Lord, you lose credibility when you say based off the universe. Goody's gonna. Guys, you hear that? Guys, the universe is talking to Kyle, and the universe is telling Kyle Goody's gonna sign people.
Using historical reference and seeing how he set this all up and how we aligned to this. This is the offseason that he's going to spend money. How often do the Packers, since Goody's been here, that they don't spend any type of money when they actually have it, like significant amounts?
The problem is they don't have as much money as you think. They got to extend Zach Tom. I mean, you got to do things, and all of a sudden you get some draft picks coming in. I mean, you got a couple players, maybe. You signed Davante Adams.
I think they're like $68 million under the cap, aren't they, or something like that?
I think they're
something
like
that?
40-something.
Oh, I thought it ended up being
They can make moves. They
was that the universe was telling you they were 60 plus over?
No, something
under?
I saw on the social media internet.
Okay.
The social media internets.
Guy has so much
Reliable
credibility
source.
over there. So much credibility.
Well, I'll just say last week I said 70% based off Jason Wilde, and Jason Wilde say that, he's open to it because I told you I got a feeling. I feel good. I got a feeling like they said the Black Eyed Peas.
I'm not going to lie. I hope you're right about all this. I'm just telling you, don't get your expectations too high.
Green Bay Packer Nation, get your expectations sky high because Goody is going to deliver. He's going to.
No. Choose to listen to Kyle if you want to or if you don't want to.
We will be celebrating the fact that Goody made some move. I can't guarantee it's going to be Davante Adams. I can't guarantee it's going to be Max Crosby or going to be Myles Garrett, but he's going to be active in this free agency because he has the same sense of urgency to build up a roster that can be a championship pedigree type roster.
When it's this hot, Brad, what do you think of?
There's only one thing I think of, and that is grabbing a cold, carbless to be able to cool myself down and be able to.
By the way, it's hot in our studio. We know there's a snowstorm outside.
Yes. But even if it's cold outside, you grab yourself a cold carbless. But right now in this hot studio, boy, a carbless sounds delicious. I'm grabbing one when I get home. And I've got a couple ones waiting for me that are the 5 new flavors of 2025 when it comes to carbless. I mean, carbless did it again, guys. They got the new mango flavor coming out and the Tropical Bliss 4-pack. Watermelon, raspberry, blood orange, and grapefruit. Can you believe those flavors? I mean, they keep on setting a new standard, Carbliss does, about delicious flavors, and that has 2025 written all over it. I got my packages at home ready for me to taste test. I'm going to do that, put it on social media, and enjoy everything Carbliss has to offer with these new flavors. And it's still like all the rest of the Carbliss that we've come to enjoy. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten. Guilt-free, 100 calories per can and less carbonation. Everything about that screams a delicious beverage. Get yourself a Carbliss at your local grocer or if you head out to the bar and discover again why Carbliss with Liss is more.
Speaking of Carbliss, on the Carbliss Talking text line 800-990-3776, Marcus chimes in. Can we please hold Kyle accountable when Brian Gutekunst doesn't do anything, please?
Hold me accountable. I'm telling you, holding me accountable means I need to make a picket fence and I need to go up there to Green Bay and we need to, hell yeah, he got to go.
All right. We're going to hold you accountable to that, too. All right? Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do it. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our feelings.
Come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo, fuck. I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair.
Need any Homer
more?
1?
Yeah.
Us?
Yeah.
Y'all 2, 3, 4. You're all the same. There we go. Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter?
Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
With your Saganaw Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. Number 18 Marquette built a 16-point second-half lead and were able to hang on to beat DePaul 68-58 at Fiserv Forum to snap their 3-game losing streak. Senior guard Stevie Mitchell netted 17 points and 7 rebounds in the win. Is one of 2 Golden Eagles to hit double figures on the night.
Ben Gold, nobody on him. He'll drive behind the back pass to Joplin. Layup is he missed the layup, but tapped up and in by Stevie Mitchell.
MU moves to 10-4 in Big East play and 19-6 overall. They welcome Seton Hall to Fiserv Forum on Tuesday.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, for your forever true and your fur kids too. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call John Saganiak Jr. John Saganiak Jr., Saganiak Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiak Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
The 18th-ranked Golden Eagles snapped their 3-game losing skid with a 68-50 win over DePaul at Fiserv Forum to sweep the season series with the Blue Demons. Senior guard Cam Jones finished with a game-high 19 points to move into third place on the MU all-time scoring record book past Lazar Hayward.
Marquette with the basketball. Cam Jones, open 3. Pure. There you go. Sweet. That's the Cam Jones everybody knows, and Marquette back to their biggest lead.
Fellow senior guard Stevie Mitchell netted 17 points and 7 rebounds as they were the only 2 Golden Eagles to hit double figures on the night. Marquette improves to 19-6 overall and 10-4 in Big East play. They're back in action next Tuesday night when they host Seton Hall.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Food's here at Quick Trip, and it's ready when you are. Hungry and on the go? How about a corn dog? Crispy golden cornmeal batter coating around a juicy hot dog. So delicious. Craving pizza? Quick Trip's Pothole Pizza is just what you need. Thin, crispy crust and a savory sauce, piled high with a blend of cheese. Food's here. Fuel up at your one-stop shop for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got a feeling that
Davante Adams, quote, open coming back to the Green Bay Packers per Jason Wilde. I think very open for my sources.
What's your source? Mine is the universe.
Obviously, I can't, as a true journalist, disclose my sources. We also are talking about how Tausch was comparing the Packers roster to many others around the NFL. And do you believe that Goody will be able to build a championship roster for this team in 2025? It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, where you can chime in the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776 or see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Before becoming relevant with Alex Strofe, Brad, you're looking at me like you have something.
I do, because we're talking about the Packers building a championship roster, and we can all agree they're a really good team. They're a really good roster, really well coached. In order to be a championship team, though, like think back to the Chiefs, the Eagles, the 49ers who've been there recently. Yep. All of these teams, well, the Chiefs have won it, but they were like knocking on the door for several years, right? Look at the Eagles. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl. They then had a great start to last year. I think they were 11-0, 10-0, something like that, and they kind of fell off. Still made the playoffs, but then again, they're in the Super Bowl. The San Francisco 49ers, multiple years of making the NFC Championship game, getting to the Super Bowl. It feels like teams are knocking at the door for several years and then break through. My concern with the Packers are, yes, they have outperformed for the age of their team, and you look at it and say, all this potential, which is also true, but they've only been the 7th seed, and last year they got to the divisional round. I mean, it's not like they're knocking on the door to the Super Bowl. They are clearly an annual playoff football team, which is great. Most teams can't say that, but they're not what I would say knocking on the door of the Super Bowl, which is usually a precursor to actually going to the Super Bowl.
Alex Strofe, some good points by Brad Nortman. How do you feel about him just completely taking over and becoming relevant?
Oh, I forgot about. Sorry, Strofe.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
You know, Brad, I'm going to allow it.
Thanks, Strofe.
Here's
Appreciate
why.
your understanding.
You're welcome. Here's why. Because I love you.
I love you.
Oh, God.
Guys, I want to talk about love, and I'm not talking about Jordan.
Okay, now.
Let's go. Kyle, why are you shaking your
Why
hips
is it so hot in here with the song playing and Kyle's dancing?
Kyle's shaking hips.
Oh, excuse me, whoa. That's the heat. I've been feeling fine, baby.
What do you want to talk about, Strofe?
I don't know, but this is, let's get it on, Strofe.
So I had
Mark that.
I had a few drinks last night with a buddy of mine. Got home, and I'm talking to my lovely girlfriend, who I love dearly.
Oh, gosh.
And I said, you know, baby, we don't got enough love in this world. I tell everybody I love them. When my friends call me, you know, Madison Hayes 24 on Instagram is sitting behind me. Maddie, you call me on the phone occasionally, right?
Yes.
Might want to talk into the microphone there.
It's not your first time.
And
Sorry,
Maddie,
yeah.
when we hang up the phone, what do I always say?
All right, love you, bye.
All right, love you, bye.
Disingenuous.
I disagree. I think it's very genuine, in fact. Genuine, in fact. I believe.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
I believe we should tell one another we love each other more. Whether that's the four of us, whether that's your friend, whether that's, you know, maybe the future in-laws. Kyle, you should tell them.
So are you being serious right now? Because it's hard to take you serious with the Marvin Gaye in the back.
I'm being dead serious. I don't think we have enough love and empathy in this world, and we should tell each other we love each other.
How many beers did you have?
and why are we listening to a song called "Let's Get It On" talking about love?
Why not like? Why isn't this
so
like
many-
"We Are the World" or something?
There are so
like,
many songs with love in it.
and he chose the one that like is
suggestive.
yes.
This is gonna be the most played song on Friday.
You could play
Yeah,
like
it is.
the L is for the like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many love songs.
So many.
See, I'm with you, Strofe, but I don't want to overuse the word love. Like
Correct.
It's a very important word with a lot of meaning. So like we're talking to a dude, maybe you translate it. Maybe say like, hey, you're the man. You're the man.
You're the man.
You're the man.
It
That would
doesn't
be the
have
equivalent
this.
of saying, I
That's
love
weird.
you.
But you gotta understand the source. You just told me you love me.
I don't tell every man that.
Tell Ben you love him.
Ben, I love you, man.
Oh, that was not.
That was not like I
He's
didn't like what are we
smiling.
doing?
I'm
Look at
blushing.
his
Oh,
face.
Kyle. Kyle, I love you. I love you.
That was more.
What the
genuine.
hell are we doing?
Brad, now tell Ben he's the man and see if you get the same response.
Ben, you're the man.
I know.
Okay, there you go. Better received than I love you, I will say.
I
Yeah.
disagree. I think that was very poorly received.
I think Strofe, you and I come from very similar backgrounds.
Yeah, y'all weren't.
I
loved
think
enough
I
at the
think
time?
your
What's
broken
going on?
family is got you in a doozy late last night. Now you're projecting that
No,
onto KBN Nation
no,
that we
no,
all
no.
need to tell everyone that we love each other.
We just need a little bit more love. And, you know, like.
Kyle says it every day. I love this,
I
but
do. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a great point.
Kyle, I love you.
See, that's interesting that you said it that way. I don't know if that
Kyle, I
means
love you.
That's weird, man. Why do you need to tell me that? I don't need that. Like I don't need you to tell me you love me, Strofe. If you don't really.
Cody
love me.
chimes in, just
mention
says, just add a bro. I love you, bro.
it. Love you,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, that waters it down a little bit in a good way.
Yeah, love you, bro.
Because the absence would say, what, you don't love me?
Yeah, I will say this. The older I have gotten, when you start getting your 30s, KBN Nation, all of a sudden, all the things that you were high and mighty about, you start having some more little mental health issues, and you start having just life hit you. And then all of a sudden, you see your friends, you're like, you know what? Brother, I love you. I truly care.
Oh my gosh, what is in the air? You got to Kyle.
No, I'm just saying.
Gets it.
One thing. I'm just being honest. The one thing I haven't.
How come you haven't genuinely told Strofe, me, or Brad?
Because I haven't seen you on crisis mode. And what I realize is it's important to tell people that you around.
I think you should tell them before they're in crisis mode, so you know.
You won't even call us your friends, Kyle.
Yeah, this is real rich coming from you.
Well, I just don't throw friends around like y'all.
You throw love around.
No, I
more
don't.
than
I don't throw
friends.
love around like that. I throw love around when it's needed.
So you don't mean it?
No, I mean it. I do because you see
But
people
I
in
think love is
distress.
always needed, Kyle.
No, it's not always needed.
We always need
If
love.
I told my friends I love them every time I talk to them, like, bro, stop.
Do me a favor then. Go the next week, next Wednesday, report back. Don't tell baby girl you love her once over the course of the next week.
That's harsh.
That's different.
I thought you said love wasn't necessary.
No, it's necessary for her.
Why is it necessary for her?
Because I love my baby girl. She needs the love.
Carter chimes in and says, Ben, walk past Chewy again, give him the ass tap, and tell him you love him. See how it goes.
I think he'll say I love you
I bet
too.
you it goes great.
I bet you would be like, man, I love you too.
Yeah, I love you too.
But it wouldn't be like, I love
Benny
you.
Buckets.
It's okay to tell your friends you love them. But Strofe, not your coworkers. Stop telling that to people. That's how you end up in the office of HR.
I was in the office of HR yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Something to be bragging about.
Yeah.
800-990-3776. I thought Brad was getting us to a right spot here. Chef Ed chimes in. I love you, Kyle.
Thanks, Chef Ed. Love you too, man.
You can say I love you to Chef Ed, but not to us.
It's different.
That ain't right.
I love
Kyle.
KBN Nation. I love everybody in KBN Nation.
Just
We're
not
KBN
us.
Nation.
You guys are kind of like KBN Nation by default. You have to be here based off your paycheck. KBN Nation chooses to listen, chooses to text in. That's why I love me some KBN Nation. Always, always, always will be in my heart forever.
See, we need more love.
Do we love our content director in Milwaukee, Brian D?
I love Brian.
Yeah,
I love Brian D.
Brian D.
That's my boy.
He ain't too pleased with Strofe and I. He'll tell you why next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
He is now off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You
frauds,
choked against
what else are
TCU.
we?
You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
L is for the way you look at me. O.
So, Alex Strofe and Kyle Wallace are love drunk. Ben Brust and Brad Nortman use it when appropriate.
Correct.
Brian D., our content director, where are you on Strofe having too many beers and realizing there's not enough love in the world?
I'm actually with Strofe on this. I do think it's important to tell your friends, not just your family members, that you love them. Now, coworkers, teammates, it can get blurry. I think you have to be comfortable and have those right relationships. But I think with this group, I'm good with it.
We love you, Brian.
Content director Brian D. joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And is it a failure if Goody doesn't bring Tay back at this point?
I think at this point, because there's been so much heavy petting going on from the Davante Adams side of things.
Like that.
What a way to phrase it.
You know what I mean? Like
it's like my dog next to me on the couch. I just pet him for like hours.
Yeah. He's driving hard to the hole. You know what I mean? He really is. He's driving to the glass and he's trying to get back to Green Bay. But
is Goody going to be David Joplin and then just fire it over the backboard and miss?
I said this on Marquette College Game Day last night. David Joplin has the highest variance of any basketball player.
He'll drive you nuts and you'll love him the next minute.
He goes from prime LeBron James to I've never seen a basketball before, sometimes on back-to-back plays. It happened all on the same play last night.
It's funny hearing Brian D. talk about college hoops because tonight from 6 to 7, Brian blessed a show from 6 to 7 for Ben Brust and Alex Strofe to host a college hoop special.
I don't know that I would say that I blessed the show. I would more phrase it that you guys hijacked the radio station straight from mine and Ashton Rotman's hands.
Oh, no. What kind of control do you got on this station?
Very little, apparently. So tonight, normally from 6 to 7, if you tune in to ESPN Milwaukee, you will catch the Weekly Wager live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel with Ben Brust, Jen Latta, and Greg Matzik, our weekly sports betting show live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Pato called us today, and if you haven't looked outside, it's snowing like all craziness. And they said, you know what, take the night off. It's going to be slippery out there. We don't want people traveling more than they need to tonight.
Blah, blah.
So we punted the show. We said, all right, whatever. We'll do a makeup show on a night or a weekend in the future. It's all good. I texted you and Greg and Jen.
Sure did.
And said, show's canceled. Take the night off. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Bye, bye, bye. Like 20 minutes later, I walked through the office and you and Strofe are game planning 6 to 7.
Yeah, we have a whole show sheet. Everything's ready to go.
Hijack. What are you doing? They're like, we're doing 6 to 7 tonight. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're doing 6 to 7 tonight. On what station? You're like, ESPN Milwaukee. What are you talking about?
I feel like you're missing a very crucial detail in the midst of this. before you went to the meeting that you popped out and then saw us game planning, we said, hey, Brian, can we go live 6 to 7? You said, I don't care. And then you walked out of the room.
Oh, wow. So y'all caught him at the wrong time. He was probably frustrated for something else.
Here's the other thing that's at play here. Prior to all of this happening, Ben sauntered into the office this morning. And he goes, I'm really excited. I got my Candy Fun House Giannis is on. I got my shoes. I got a big men's league game tonight at 8:20 that I'm really psyched about because I get to go from KBN to Weekly Wager to men's league, and I don't have to go home in the middle. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, great, whatever.
What do you mean you had to go home?
Oh, wow.
So I kind of have that in the back of my brain, and fast forward to you guys hijacking
This is very
the
Greg
station.
Scalzo of
I
you.
started putting one and one together, and I went, Ben doesn't actually want to do extra work tonight. Ben doesn't want to be on the show with Strofe. Ben just wants to kill some time so he doesn't have to go back to his house in Whitefish Bay and hang out with the fam for an hour.
You're running away from your family?
That's what I
No, I'm not running away from my family.
Sounds like.
And for the record, the men's league has been canceled, and I'm still equally and more jacked that 6 to 7, Strofe and I get to talk to anybody who wants to engage with us from 6 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN.
No,
I know if we texted Jesse Nelson and say you want to pick this up from 6 to 7, he'd be like, I'm already home.
He's probably home right now.
That's true.
I talk to Jesse this time of day like 2-3 times a week because we collaborate with Madison a lot. Shout out to our friends in Madison right now. And like 6 out of 10 of those afternoon calls on like Wednesday or Thursday afternoons, Jesse's home. He's walking the dog. He's he's putting dishes away.
How
from
many
the
things does he
dishwasher.
tell you that you didn't ask for?
Oh, all of them. I've never had a phone call with Jesse Nelson that wasn't shorter than 15 minutes.
Oh, God bless you.
Oh, boy. That's a lot of patience.
You are
Patience.
You lost me. when I
So
was
fast
told you
forward
said
tonight,
home.
6 to 7. I guess we've got Ben Brust
I've
and Alex
never
Stroh.
met a content director in my life that is turning down free work for local content from 6 to 7 p.m. I mean, it's crazy, Strofe.
What the problem is, you guys were just like, we're going to do it.
Well, hold
and
on.
you don't understand that the operation is actually bigger than both of you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
This is like two children who just decide we're doing something, but don't realize the parents are like, wait a minute, it's not that easy.
You know
Let's
many
just
people-
go to Six Flags.
It's almost like the
that
snow
easy.
day today. Like, you got to plan where the kids are going to be.
You know how many
and-
people I had to call to get you knuckleheads clearance to go 6 to 7? It's not like we can just turn on the mics.
Damn, you got any poll? You got to call 3 different people
No,
to get
there's
the
a lot
blessing?
of things behind the scenes that he has to do. And he pulled some strings when the show went off.
Hey,
air.
former
let's go behind
content
the curtain.
director, easy.
I'm just saying, I feel for the
Let's
man.
go behind the curtain. When commercial breaks play during KBN or Wildy and Tosh or whatever, somebody's job is to slate those commercials and put them in the right spots. So all Strofe has to do is press a damn button and they play an order, and our great partners get the delivery that they paid for.
All right,
I'm
Inside
getting real
Radio,
close-
I
I'm
don't know
getting real
why
close
we
to
needed
clicking
to
his
change the
button.
logs from
So-
6 to 7 with no weekly
everybody
wager.
relax for a moment. So hold on. Brian just alluded to the chaotic energy that Ben has had all day long, right? So Ben came into the office today. He's power ranking teammates, which I don't know is appropriate.
Wait, what?
Talk to HR on that.
He's literally ignoring his other job, which is in sales. So at some point, I get a tap on the shoulder from Big Boss Greg Scalzo, who's going to join us tomorrow. He said, Strofe, can I talk to you for a minute? I said, yeah. I popped into his office, and Greg Scalzo goes, you got to leave Benny alone. He's just going to want to play if you keep talking to him.
No, that happened today.
Damn!
So
he talked to me like a kid behind my back.
So
My
that
best man at my wedding did that?
In the midst of all of this happening this morning,
the dog.
He's demoted. Jonathan Brust, you're back in.
Scals, who's my boss, comes up to me. He's like, dude, you got to stop. You got to let Ben do sales right. I'm like, I don't want to be doing whatever this is right now. Like, it's all him. He gets away with this because he's a big old brown noser to the big boy.
Oh, yeah.
He is, man.
One of the best.
You get thrown under the bus. It's unbelievable.
Easy. I would say more.
Nah, you be dogging up behind him, and especially the fact that he said you can't play with him because he's too hyped up.
Do you love Greg Scalzo?
Over to the KBN Sports Desk. Just hit the music. Per Jesse Nelson, literally just got home. Lie. We ain't carrying Benny's time killer show tonight.
Hold on a minute.
Over to the real KBN Sports Desk with Alex Stroh.
Text from Hunter Vaughn of ESPN Madison. Jesse left the office 45 minutes ago.
I just got home. I know it's snowy, but I mean, he probably walked in 20 minutes ago, for being honest.
What an amazing 2 texts in a row.
Just perfectly summing up everything that's going on within ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee. Brian, thanks for nothing. We appreciate the
You
time.
bet. I'm going to go work with building security on the heat down here. It's crazy.
They're trying.
It's wild.
Please.
Shock shocks me every time I walk back in.
I'm going to be slender when I get done with this song.
Yeah, it's actually good.
You got that to look forward to.
So, Brad, this is a name we haven't talked about that you brought up. Jair Alexander. Keep him, trade him. Where does he fit into the equation? When we hear Goody earlier, and we're having a lot of our conversation around championship and urgency, where does Jair fit into all this? A lot of people are already on the move on phase. Brad might have another plan. That's in 2 minutes. Don't you go anywhere.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Buckets Pub Second Round Racine, Bullwinkle's in Brookfield, Stenny's Lake Country in Pewaukee, Thirsty Duck Sussex, Brewski's Sports Pub and Barbecue Milwaukee, and Morton's Pub South Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Food's here at Quick Trip, and it's ready when you are. Hungry and on the go? How about a corn dog? Crispy, golden cornmeal batter coating around a juicy hot dog. So delicious. Craving pizza? Quick Trip's Pothole Pizza is just what you need. Thin, crispy crust and a savory sauce, piled high with a blend of cheese. Food's here. Fuel up at your one-stop shop for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. Yawning, super engaged in the show.
Always engaged. I just,
The heat's already getting to him. Brad Nortman.
Weary.
Super Bowl 50 runner-up also here, and Alex Stroh front of the show. Who we got running it at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios? Is it Hunter who helped us figure out that Jesse left?
It is not Hunter. It's Chrissy here, but Hunter is in the studio with me.
Still training, eh?
Still training.
When do you get the clearance on that?
That's a great question. You'll have to ask Jesse, even though he's home.
Yeah.
How would he know how you're doing
if he's not there?
You gotta ask Jesse, I guess.
She's learning. She knows.
How
knows what to say.
involved is Jesse in your development?
Yeah,
how
good
often
question.
do you talk to Jesse?
We talk every other week, but we did have a meeting today.
Every other week? Every other week?
Hey, Chrissy,
we're gonna get
Chrissy. There's something.
No. We talk to Chrissy more than our manager.
Chrissy, I'm gonna tell you this. There's something in the court and law where you should say plead the fifth. Go ahead, plead the fifth next time somebody asks you that.
No. Honesty's a core value.
No, plead the fifth because I thought you were gonna say like every other day. She said every other week.
Yeah.
Bro, you might get, sis, you may get your boss fired.
No, we need that information. It's Jesse. It's Jesse. Great job, Chrissy. Over to Brad Nortman, who is our Super Bowl 50 runner-up. I'd love to know what's brewing in that brain. You're on vacation, and I'm hoping that you got something good for me.
I do. Guys, I'm looking at this team. I'm trying to think, what do they need to become a Super Bowl contender? Looking at the roster, the name Jair Alexander popped up, and I had an epiphany. Guys, if the Packers want to be a Super Bowl contender in 2025, Jair must be on the roster. That might surprise some people. A lot of people are calling for Jair's head, saying the dude isn't playing, the dude's too expensive. Let me tell you exactly why Jair needs to be on the roster.
Wow.
The Packers are going to be Super Bowl contenders.
Consider me intrigued because I've had every reason in my head as the opposite of this scenario, but I'm open-minded.
Let's see if I can change your mind. Let's talk about
this is like a mini Hear Brad out before actual Hear Brad out.
That's right. Let's talk about what you do have in Jair Alexander, right? So
no
first of all,
dependability.
You got a guy that, yes.
Oh, my gosh. This is like Hear Brad out. You can't even talk.
It's already interrupted. You got a guy that's, when healthy, he's an all-pro level cornerback, right? He's only 28 years old, so he's still plenty young to be able to play at that high level. Guys, there's too many other stud receivers in the division. I don't need to name them off for you. You know how good the division is from a skill position standpoint. Not only that, imagine Jair off your roster. You got Keyshawn Nixon as cornerback one. That alone should strike fear into your heart.
I'm promoting Carrington Valentine.
Me too. I was thinking CV me, baby.
He is not a full-on cornerback one. He's a 7th-round draft pick who's a quality cornerback two, but he's not a cornerback one. You got no depth. You got no shutdown corner in a division where you got to have one. Not only that, you look at, okay, how are you going to find a cornerback one? Valentine, he's a good cornerback. He's a quality number two, but he's not a number one. If he's your number one, who's your number two? It's scary to think about how depleted the secondary would be without him. How will you go find a guy? Okay, well, do you trust Goody drafting defense in the first round? That hasn't worked out very well for the Green Bay Packers.
Eric Stokes.
And talking about, and also Darnell Savage as a safety. Also, you can't go to the free agent market because you can't get Davante Adams and potentially, Crosby or Myles Garrett and a top-level cornerback. So you can't go to the free agent market, so you're stuck with Jair. Now, here's how you do it. Yes, if you just cut Jair, you will save $6 million this year. If you restructure him, though, you can save at least that. You might have a little bit less next year that you'd be able to recoup by cutting him. But you restructure his contract, save at least that $6 million that you'd otherwise lose on cutting him, and make it incentive-based. Playing time, things like Pro Bowl or interceptions, you make it incentivized to align the Packers with Jair to actually get himself out there on the field and go play at the high level that we all know Jair can play at. If the Packers are going to win a Super Bowl in 2025, Jair has to be the cornerback that he once was, and he has to be on the team. The void of Jair is worse than having Jair on the team.
Interesting from Brad Nortman, and on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776. Before we even started this conversation, from Kevin, a preemptive thought on Jair. I was once told by a respected mentor, I think many of us know this, the best ability is availability. Jair is elite, keyword, when he plays. Restructure his contract and open up cap space. Move on if he won't.
It's hard to argue to keep him as is. If you restructure and you allow it to be variable based on his playing time, let him go earn that all.
Why is he going to agree to that?
Yeah, why
restructure? Because if he's sitting out because he wants to, be healthy when he plays, because he's good when he's healthy.
If he goes to free agency, he will not get the contract that the Packers have him at. He won't. He's played less than 50% of the snaps the last 2 years.
I don't know, man.
This is Joel Embiid stuff.
I don't know.
Joel Embiid
from availability, but he'd still get paid.
But with the Packers, it's already embedded. He's not going to get the ability to get an all-pro level contract with incentives worked into it like he will with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Teams aren't going to take that risk on a guy they don't know. And also, it's not like he's a big team guy.
Do you like Brad's idea to try and find a way to restructure Jair to keep this team competitive while adding other pieces, because restructuring may be able to help do that? 800-990-3776.
I mean, the idea is it's a great idea in theory, but it's not a reality, right? It's not a reality. Why would he restructure his contract?
Yeah,
I don't think the incentive. A guy who we already know is not willing to go out there and play when he's hurt, not injured. He's not willing to play when hurt. He's not going to go out there and do some type of contract where it's going to be contingent. His paycheck going to be contingent on the fact whether or not he plays or not. He won't do it. Now, to the part of keeping Jair, I'm a fan of keeping Jair for this last year. If they can't trade
the current contract,
at this point, the Green Bay Packers are better with Jair than without Jair. You have to replace him. Like, if you do not have a viable option to replace him, if you're drafting somebody in the first round, then that's an attempt. Or if you sign somebody that's a legitimate starter in NFL, it doesn't need to be a superstar, but somebody can go out there and compete week in and week out, then okay. But if you have to move on from Jair and you don't have the heir apparent or a replacement for him, you leave a huge void. That's why I feel like the Green Bay Packers, they may need to keep Jair Alexander, and I don't think it will be the worst thing in the world to keep Jair Alexander, especially if we understand and we know that, and he knows that, hey, if I don't get it together after this year, I may be for sure gone, and then my value may go down even more.
Yeah, I just don't trust it. I like the thought process. The only reason why I'd be for it is if you could guarantee me that if by restructuring Jair, that Goody would be so aggressive in making sure he gets either a Davante Adams or T. Higgins and finds a way through trading, which we're not used to here in the Green Bay Packer world, and that he would bring in also a pass rusher, an edge rusher, to really bolster this team into a championship-level team. It's hard for me to see all three of those pieces actually coming together based off what I've seen from the Green Bay Packers over the, last 7 years under Goody and post Ted Thompson. Rhino chimes in, you know what would significantly help a secondary? A great pass rush. Let Jair go, replace him in the draft, and let get Miles or Max.
That's the thing. I'm all for getting Miles and Max. You're going to have to give up a lot. Or Max.
Well, we got
both would be great.
I'll
let's get them both.
But if you do that,
Kyle thinks they are going to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, you have
the universe is telling Kyle that Myles Garrett and Max Crosby will both be on the edge for the Packers.
There's not enough psychedelic drugs in the world for me to ever think that that's
the
going to
Packers
happen.
wouldn't have.
I disagree. I actually disagree with that. I think if you found a psychedelic drug, I think you can convince yourself that they both be on the edge.
It
could happen.
Why not?
Goody, man, working magic. Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
Who we loving on?
You know, we were talking about love before.
We need more love in the world, according to you.
We
need more love in the world. Well, we mentioned a man by the name of Mark Chmura, Chewy, weekday morning, 7 to 9 a.m., ESPN Milwaukee. I texted Chewy a couple minutes ago. I said, hey, Chewy, question for you. If Ben Brust told you he loved you, how would you respond? What do you think he said?
Why?
What the hell are you saying?
I think he'd say, I love you too, Buckets.
He just responded, love you too.
Yeah!
How about
That's
that?
my locker room guy.
Chewy gets it.
And he would know the intent of the I love you. It's not like, hey, I love you, I'm there for you in any moment. We're not like that. It's just like, man, I love you.
Yeah. You know
I appreciate you.
It's Valentine's week. You know, we got this nice song in the background, Marvin Gaye. You know
what are you about to do right now?
Say it, Kyle.
Put the moves on me.
I love you. Brad Nortman, B-52 bomber, I love you.
Wait, give me a cool nickname.
Benny Buckets, Brust, I love you. Alex Stream Being Strofe, I love you. I love all you.
All right, we got to say it back.
Love you too, Kyle.
Kyle, I love you, man.
Yeah,
I love you too.
Share the love. This song just makes me feel a certain way. Oh, wow. That's look at you. All right, now.
This is growth, guys. I'm proud of you.
We're growing. Look at us. This is growth.
I might jump all over Kyle in the break now after that.
It is hot in here.
Wouldn't be the first one to do that.
Hey! Speaking of how you can get yourself looking good for Valentine's Day, am I right, Brad?
That's right. Valentine's Day right around the corner.
That got really serious fast.
Yeah, it sure did. And the only
It's the hot air in here.
That I know that you can get yourself looking better inside and out, that is with Quintessa Aesthetic Center. I go to the Brookfield location. I work with Jess. She is awesome. Let them know that we sent you, because I love hearing when people are experiencing the total wellness that Quintessa has to offer. And it is Valentine's week, and because of Quintessa's effort to make you feel better, to specialize your confident, more revitalize you, they are offering special New Year's packages to kickstart your year the right way, and that comes in many different forms. Personalized wellness plans, Botox, skincare, IV treatments, hormone therapy, supplements, infrared
Could use an
sauna.
IV treatment ASAP for some hydration right now in the studio.
I need to recover from the heat from this studio. This feels like an infrared sauna, something else that Quintessa has to offer. Guys, this is what it's all for. And this could also be, guys, a little hint, a little little treat for you men out there. How about a gift card for Valentine's Day? She will love opening up that Valentine's Day card and see, a Quintessa gift card you shouldn't have. Yes, you should. You're going to give her the gift and yourself of a simple, effective, tailored plan to invest in yourself. So if you want to take that step forward, be the most confident, revitalized you, or gift it to the special woman in your life, visit myquintessa.com today and tell them that KBN sent you to Quintessa Aesthetic Center.
Brad Nortman is the star of the 3 o'clock hour of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We got do we have pro bono Rob Domofsky at 3:30?
Let's go.
Amazing. What a great guy. His favorite thing to do is to answer what's coming next is, does Brad Nortman have a good hear Brad out? Rob Domofsky loves it. You will either love it or hate it. 800-990-3776. Get those fingertips ready to respond to Brad's hear Brad out next. Kyle, get off me.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
He was the lead in the girls softball movie, the Bernstein Bears. What's it called?
800
Tom Hanks, that movie. There's no crying in baseball.
That was A League of Their Own.
Yeah. Not Bad News Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, like the book.
Bernstein Bears. Bro, you're done.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We have a big mess out there, that is for sure. Treacherous driving conditions, not where you want to be right now. A lot of the worst part as far as the accidents and incidents happening in Kenosha County along 94. We've got 3 right lanes blocked just about at Highway 158 in Kenosha on the southbound side of 94. That's all because of a crash. And then a little bit further on at Highway 50, we've got the left lane closed with another crash. And then on the northbound side, we've got a crash as well on the ramp from Highway 165 to northbound 94 as well. It's basically a car that spun out. It's kind of perpendicular to the roadway. So just be extra careful. Definitely to the south, we've got very slippery conditions, but everywhere is going to be slow. So do be prepared for that. Tsunami Express's new Oak Creek location at 6900 South 27th Street is now open. Free washes and $5 first month memberships from February 12th to the 23rd. Plus 100% of proceeds go to Special Spaces, Wisconsin. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, snow ends cold with a low of 14. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 19. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Come see Pal at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show February 14th through the 16th. Learn about our incredible design team with an ability to customize windows to match your unique home. Pal Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is now offering windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Rest easy with our 10-year installation warranty. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a complimentary DesignWorks consultation and a Pella Care inspection. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
It's the perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a schoolboy would draw.
It's the most adorable pendant we've ever created.
Innocent, fun-loving, and sweeter than honey.
Cute, Cute.
It's cherry red ceramic that's been through the fire.
We've been making ceramic jewelry for thousands of years.
Seriously?
Google it.
But this ceramic heart has things they didn't know about thousands of years ago.
Like what?
Diamonds. 18 of them.
These created diamonds were made for the one who sparkles like the sun.
I can see her in my mind right now.
It's the perfect Valentine's gift.
And it's only $128 at Kessler's.
Monica, what else do we have?
We have 4 different ways to say I love you.
Each pendant is a different shape covered in diamonds.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
An oval.
A square with rounded corners.
A teardrop.
And a heart.
Your choice, just $148 at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Really awesome of Alex Strofe to tweet out on Twitter during Kyle, Brust, and Nortman to listen to his podcast of Mr. Irrelevant. What the hell is that? Literally 15 seconds ago, you tweeted during our show to listen to your show. It couldn't have waited till after our show?
I may have poorly scheduled that one, huh?
Golly gee!
You scheduled it to go out during our show?
No, he just did it right now during the break.
I scheduled it.
Well, schedule it after the show, damn it.
6 o'clock.
Or before the show.
Well, it's usually not on the podcast platforms before the show.
You could have put a link out to YouTube where we're live right now, ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee. We get to see you on the stream.
Do we want people to listen to Brad after what he did last week?
We'll find out. What did he do last week?
He sucked.
What was the hear Brad out?
Again?
Oh, I thought they were all your children.
They are my children. Sometimes you forget their names. There's so many children.
It wasn't the Super Bowl.
So many great. Oh yeah, it was Super Bowl better on TV than it is in person, which I stand by.
The elitist take. The elitist take.
It's like, I got Super Bowl tickets one time for only $2,000.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. You shouldn't go if your team ever is there.
Stay home.
See what he's got today.
They say punters are people too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right,
guys. Dang, I'm rusty.
I tried to delay it a little bit, throw Ben off. All right, guys. I do feel strongly about this one. You know, there's an issue going on in our society.
Oh, is there?
And people can't remember people's names. If you're like me, you can't remember someone's names. You introduce yourself to them. What's this person's name again? I totally forgot. You're more focused on your own name, your own appearance, and they say their name, and it goes right through your head, and you forget. You meet them later, and you're like, what was their name?
Start trying to find their name
you're
tag
calling
again.
Them dude and bud and chief.
This
and
sounds
boss.
very
What's
personal.
up, man?
This sounds very personal for someone who works 12 to 5 and doesn't really see people too often.
Well, I'm going to get to a way to fix that. Because
digital profile with a picture?
There was Dale Carnegie said there's no sweeter sound to a person than the sound of their own name. You know, I can guarantee that someone's going to say your name, and my name. And
a name tag.
A name tag.
Oh, my gosh.
I say,
you can't
as a society. Listen up.
Wait.
Go work at the Home Depot then, Brad.
No, I'm telling you, there's a reason why at Home Depot.
You got to be kidding me. I was joking.
No,
I know you were. And he literally goes, name tag.
A name tag. We should start.
Light them up, 800-990-3776.
To wear name tags. Here's why. You can't remember people's names. That solves it immediately. There's a reason why, like the checkout at the store, you're not sitting and chatting with anyone at the checkout aisle, but they got that name tag on them. You feel a connectivity, a familiarity with them. Gone are the days where you have to say, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, bro? What's up, chief? You forget the person's name. You immediately get to connect with the person. There's more of a relationship to be there. And when it comes to being able to say someone's name, that's meaningful. There's no other legitimate way to make sure that your name is said, someone else's name is said.
Brad, I know how a name tag works.
I know. And it's a brilliant idea. We should make it socially acceptable, nay, socially mandatory to wear name tags. You can make that tag whenever you want. It could be the "Hi, my name is" sticker. You know, like the high school
hello, my
reunions.
name is.
Brad,
You can make it.
Can I throw a caveat here?
I want your name tag, Ben. I want your name tag, Kyle. I want your name tag, Alex Strofe, and I want to be wearing a name tag so that when people are around, they know what your name is. Tell me another way that we can make it so that names are known. That's what I want in 2025. Known names.
Brad, you want everybody walking around like Slim Shady?
Yeah, I do.
Hi, my name is. Is that what you want? Is that what
Hi,
you want?
my name is Ben.
I would love that. I would love a more familiar office, a more familiar social setting.
You know
There's
what?
a reason why people do that.
Did you know that there are times where I don't want my name, like I don't want to talk to people?
Cool. That's fine. You
No,
can
it's not even me. Like, Kyle, do you want to talk to people all the time?
It's not an invitation to talk to you. What it is, though, if you are talking to someone, they can address you using your name.
People are going to look.
Why?
I legitimately, this weekend, I was outside when my brother and my mom came by trying to start up the truck, and my neighbor said, "Hi, Kyle. Been a long time since we spoke." I said, "Damn,
they know my name."
He used to call me Kevin. Who told him it was Kyle? I was Kevin.
You don't want that. What's his name?
Hell if he knows.
Exactly. You would be able to know that. There'd be more of a social bond in your neighborhood.
Let me
Yes,
tell you
knew
this,
his
Brad.
name.
On Friday night at around 8 o'clock at night, at a concert at Goose, at no point during the next 3 hours did I want to conversate with anybody.
Converse.
Thank you.
Converse.
No name tag. Don't want it. Don't want to talk to anyone. I want to live in the world I was living in from 8 to 11.
Just because you have a name tag doesn't mean you have to go talking to
No,
everybody.
I don't want people to even know because Ben Brust is,
And they still stop me in the conversations. I was like, oh, Lord.
Yeah, he's Ben Brust. He's Ben
poor
Brust.
Ben
No,
Brust.
no,
Talking to other people is so
real rich coming from you, Mr. Don't go to the Super Bowl. It's not worth it.
I'm not known like Ben Brust
You know
is.
what?
I'm just a lowly punter.
Ronnie chimes in. Do name tags apply to kids too? Sounds like a bad recipe.
No,
Yeah, it
adults
does.
only. Adults only.
Yeah, it does.
That's a creepy
Hey,
thought.
little Jimmy, come here.
No, I'm talking about.
know my name?
I'm talking about.
It's not a stranger. He knows my name.
A social setting, a workplace. There are certain areas where it is right and appropriate to know people's names because guess what? You meet someone, you don't remember their name. What's the point of even introducing yourself?
Yeah,
you don't even know their
Colin
name.
chimes in. Brad goes on vacation, and this is the best thing he comes up with is a bleeping name tag.
You know what we should do? We should play the game GKB teammate or something else. We should do a GK and
With
see
Brad.
With Brad.
I basically work half part time. I'm not going to do well.
Well, you probably shouldn't say that because then you might not get a full-time
For
salary.
you fellas, you know what came out today? The Summerfest lineup.
Oh, I'm not looking at
Summerfest singer or GKB teammate for Brad Nortman.
Oh my gosh, Brad would struggle. He would embarrass himself. We don't have
wouldn't
name
work out well.
tags.
It probably wouldn't work out well. I kind of come in, I say hello to my folks. I want the name tag though. I want to learn people's
I
name.
will
want to
say
learn more.
this, Brad. I will say this. I do like name
unbelievable. You're
tags
putting
at
everybody at risk.
stores. No, you are. I like name tags at stores, especially with the servers, because I like to play around with the servers. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, thank you so much.
exactly.
Tiffany. I
That creates
appreciate
a
you, girl.
bond, just like that.
No, I like saying their name, but I want them to know my name. It'd be odd if I walked around and they said, "Okay, Kyle," or even
That's
when
too
they
much
say,
power. There
even
should
when they
be
give you a card back and they say, "Mr. Wall, how you know?"
There should be equal power. Equal power in knowing one's name.
This is
That's too much when you know someone else.
Brett,
Know
what a perfect time to just cut here Brad out and get pro bono Rob Domofsky.
You're gonna end like this.
I feel good about this.
No,
one.
he's gonna call this stupid because it's already in existence.
What do you mean it's in existence?
People wear name tags. You just choose not to. We could walk around this office with name tags, but we all look stupid.
It's not socially acceptable. I'm arguing it should be. It should be socially
or
mandatory.
you should be a good teammate and
You know
actually learn your
who
coworkers'
doesn't need a
names.
name
That's hard to
tag?
do.
Because you know her when you see her from billboards and even like you hear her voice on the commercials. You hear her voice all the time. She's recognizable.
KB, la la la.
And it's Gina Della from Pella. Check her out at the Nari Home Show this weekend. It's going to be absolutely amazing. If you can go talk to her, let me tell you this. On Friday, there is a Valentine's Day special. And when I say it's like something we've never seen before from Gina, I'm not being hyperbolic, which was my favorite word to use last week. It is absolutely amazing, the ability for you. So, like, what I'm telling you is right now, call. Because when Friday comes, and you beat people to a consultation with them and realize the deal that you're going to get with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, I can't disclose it until Friday, but what I can disclose is if you have the meeting now and schedule the consultation, you don't want to get backlogged because this deal is so amazing you're not going to want to miss it. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI or PellaWI.com. This is what I did. I got the consultation before, and I waited. I was like, when's Gina going to do something slick? When's she going to give somebody something they can't believe? And that's when I financed, and that's what you're going to do when you hear this from Gina on Valentine's Day. My house looks amazing. Yours will too. Gina Della from Pella. Check her at the Nari Home Show, and stay tuned for an unbelievable offer. Pro bono reporter Rob Domofsky of ESPN does us a solid next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Oh, no, not Coach Booty. People said yes, good riddance. He didn't do enough.
Not Coach Bud, but Coach Booty.
They call him Booty, Bud? Did
they call him
Coach
Booty?
Bud. You know when I said Booty.
Only his friends call him
when
Booty.
I said
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've still got treacherous conditions out there, slippery, and we've got a lot of spin-outs and quite a few accidents as well, some of which may include 94 eastbound right in the stadium interchange off on the right shoulder, crash that way. We've got one on the ramp from eastbound 94 to southbound 894 in the zoo. The left lane is blocked with that. Another accident on 94 southbound right at the ramp from Rawson Avenue. That's got the left lane closed, so that's going to be affecting your ride. We've also got an accident southbound 94 at Highway 158 in Kenosha with the 3 right lanes blocked. And then a little bit further on, northbound 94, right past the state line, got the right shoulder closed with yet another crash. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a winter storm warning until 3 a.m. tomorrow. For tonight, the snow will eventually end. It'll be cold with a low of 14. Mostly sunny skies for tomorrow with a high of 19. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play TPC Scottsdale for a chance to win cash through the 28th. Sign up at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct, and they have the Love Your Windows sale going on now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. It's the perfect way to save big. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale Friday. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Tickets on sale Friday at Brewers.com.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Johnny's Poorhouse, Pleasant Prairie, Maxwell's in Cedarburg, Who's on 3rd Milwaukee, Romine's High Pockets Milwaukee, and Camp Bar Wauwatosa. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Bold, bald, beautiful. ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, you heard the big voice guy, the bold, the bald, the beautiful. He's Rob Domofsky, a pro bono Kyle, Brust, and Nortman reporter who covers the Green Bay Packers. What's up, Rob?
How you doing, Ben?
Doing great. Happy to have you. What a disappointing here, Brad.
Don't do it. Don't do that, Ben.
Okay, go ahead.
Leading the witness.
Yeah.
I have not. I did not listen, so I'm coming in completely blind.
Okay,
right.
So you can decide for yourself if this idea, which is a brilliant
Make
idea,
it quick.
is right. Rob, when you meet someone, how quickly do you forget their name?
Well, I try to say, like I was told, when you shake someone's hand, you say, "Nice to meet you, Brad," so that you reinforce it in your head.
Well, even if you do that, or even if I do that, you still forget the name more often than not. That's why I suggest that our society adopt a universal culture of wearing name tags. That's right, Rob. Wearing name tags. We can't remember one another's names. It would facilitate all of our social bonds if we knew one another's names. Goodbye are the days of, "Hey, what's up, dude? Bud, chief, guy," and actually saying people's names. The only way to do that consistently is we all wear name tags. You can make it as fun of a name tag as you want, but if everyone's doing it, boy, think about all the people saying, "Hey, what's up, Rob? Hey, there goes Rob. Rob, it's good to see you again." Wouldn't that sound good, Rob?
I don't. Is my last name on it?
No, just Rob, just first name.
Okay.
We don't have to give too much information.
Okay, because people can't pronounce my last name anyway. I certainly don't want them pointing at my name tag going, "Rob Dvotsky."
Do you want to live in a world where everyone's wearing name tags,
Brad,
Rob?
you give the pitch. You gave the pitch.
I'm no, I don't want it. I don't want to know their name. If I want to know your name, I'll remember it. I don't want to know their names.
What about people knowing your name, Rob?
No, I don't want them knowing that either.
I have a double strike right there.
Yeah, I told you. What
comes up to me, somebody will come up to me, and Green Bay is it's a smaller place, so oftentimes someone will be like, "Hey, Domofsky, right? You're that reporter," and usually I go, "Well, that depends. Do you like me? Do you like that Domofsky guy or not?" So
it's a good way to lead. Oh, you knee slapper dad joke guy, you. I love it. It's Rob Domofsky.
Shoot that one down. Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, it's a
right,
tough
your
way to
honesty.
end.
Tried to tell you, Brad. Tried to tell you.
Couple things we've discussed here that I'd love to get your feedback on. Jason Wilde, a fellow journalist, a reputable guy, had put out per sources that Davante Adams is open to joining the Green Bay Packers. To me, it feels like it's now all in Goody's court. Do you think this is going to happen?
So Wilde texted Davante, "Do you want to come back?" And Davante was like, "Oh yeah, sounds like if I'm translating the."
I mean, what happens between Jason and Davante and text allegedly is between them.
I do know that Wilde's a big Davante guy, and I think it may be reciprocated. So, look, it's not the. I mean, I'm not cool. I try to divide things then into two categories. One, do I think they're going to do it, which is really more important as a reporter to try to find out what they're going to do versus what I would do. I would not do it personally. I just think he's too old. It's the ship has sailed. I would not be a fan of it. Now, the job is.
Hell do you know, Rob?
How do I know?
I said, hell do you know?
Oh, how old am I?
What the hell do you know? I'm saying I don't like your
He
take.
wants Davante back. We all do, kind of.
No, I don't think I'd go that route.
Really?
I would be all for adding a top level receiver. I'm just not sure that he's it and it would work chemistry wise.
Really?
With this team. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, wait, no. Rob, you were around Davante Adams. I want to know what is it that you feel about Davante and his growth and where he's gone and coming back, where you don't think he could gel and be a mentor to a young receiving core.
I think Davante is an outstanding player. Probably, in my opinion, the second or the first number one receiver that I've covered in 28 years. For me, it's either him or Jordy. And on any given day, you could convince me of one versus the other, and I would be fine with that. I just don't think it fits the way the team is made up. I don't think, I don't know that he's, the chances of him staying healthy and being productive at his age, it gets smaller and smaller every year you go. And I just think there'd be a lot of eggs to put into a basket of how old is he? 31, 32? How old is he?
31.
31. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. But my job is to try to figure out if they will do it. And for right or wrong, I don't think it's a Goody type of move. And I would rather see them sign a 26, 27-year-old guy, than Davante. And
brainwashed by Goody.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I am.
Rob, speaking of this intersection of what you would do versus what they would do,
yeah.
I made an argument that the Packers should keep Jair Alexander, restructure him, because honestly, the void of the cornerback room without him leaves a huge void, and there's no easy way to fix that. What do you think the odds are if the Packers approach Jair, he'd be receptive to some sort of restructuring of his contract to make it more palatable for at least the Green Bay Packers?
I don't think it's very high, Brad, and I think that's I think it's mutual, to be honest with you. From the people I've talked to in the organization, I just think there was a real difference of opinion on whether he should be on the field or not be on the field in terms of his health last year. And I think that you can even tell what Goody said. He goes, it's frustrating for him as a player, and it was frustrating for us as a club. And the frustrating part was that they thought he should probably be playing, and the player thought that he couldn't play. And to me, I don't think there's any coming back from that at any price. Now, that said, you're right. There's a huge hole in that cornerback room, because when he was playing in the 7 games that he played, which isn't a lot, he was still pretty good.
Rob Domofsky joining us here on Kyle Brust Nortman, a pro bono appearance, which we so appreciate.
Rob, quick little follow-up to that one. So do you think there's any way the Green Bay Packers trade Jair Alexander, or do you think it's just a cut?
I mean, yeah, Kyle, it's probably pretty hard to trade a player that most of the league knows you're probably going to cut. I'm sure they will try. I mean, 100% will try. And, $17.5 million for next year. It's not, I mean, it's, if you think he's a good player and will play for you, it's not really that outrageous of a price. I just think the history here, for whatever reason, he just hasn't been able to get on the field, whether it's personality conflicts, injuries, whatever. But, I mean, I'd say it's unlikely, but it's not out of the question that somebody would trade for.
Well, so the other question I have is Super Bowl, we saw it. We saw the Eagles pass rush was absolutely dominant. We saw them dominant. Yeah, we saw how dominant they are. What is your Super Bowl takeaway for the Green Bay Packers, or what they need to do to be in that same position next year?
They needed to have drafted better front 4 guys than they did. And that includes, the edge guys like Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness and that. It also includes the interior guys. I mean, I know you're not going to get Jalen Carter, but man, that guy is a game wrecker. I think Josh Sweat's a free agent, if I'm not mistaken.
He is a free agent.
I would start there and see, if I could get him or someone like him.
Rob, it seems like when a team goes to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl, they at least have one position group that you'd say they're the best in the NFL at that. You saw it maybe with the Eagles, could be quarterback, whatever it is, right? Pick it. Where do you think the Packers are the closest to have that position group at, they're the best in the NFL?
Ooh, that's a really hard one.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of halfway through this past season might have said offensive line, but then they played so poorly down the stretch and in the playoffs, which is probably another reason I think they probably move on from Josh Myers. Not that it's Josh Myers' fault, but I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to shuffle things there. This is a small position group, but I think the potential for the linebackers, inside linebackers,
okay,
with Cooper, Quay Walker, And if you I don't know what they're going to do. McDuffie, Eric Wilson are both free agents. But if Hopper or they find somebody else there, like I think they're close there. I really do. And I know people have been up and down on Quay Walker. I'd like to see him one more year in this system before we make a final judgment on him.
So I think Aaron Rodgers, whether he likes it or not, is finding out his NFL mortality. As the Pittsburgh players are saying, keep your butt in a retirement home. I saw billboards, keep him away. What do you think is most likely for Rodgers? That he becomes a Viking and completes the cycle of the Green Bay Packers quarterback, retires, or ends up somewhere else?
I think this is it sort of happened to Mason Crosby or whatever. I think the league was going to retire him. I love Mason, great kicker, great guy, good locker room guy. I know he announced his retirement last week or whatever. The league retired him. That's just the reality of it. I would be shocked if the league just didn't retire Rodgers. I mean, Minnesota, I could see it under the scenario that they don't re-sign Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy isn't ready, but even that feels like a stretch.
Rob, so last week, I know you had to make a huge decision when you saw on social media a gentleman named Ben Brust talking about from his sources, the Packers will play the Steelers on September 28th at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland.
I retweeted it.
How hesitant were you to retweet that, understanding that Ben Brust is not a legitimate journalist?
Wow. He might not legitimate. I don't know. That's a harsh.
That's accurate, though.
It's super accurate.
It's close to accurate.
Wow. Trophies piling on too. I mean, I do think Ben knows enough about this business to not just make stuff up. Wow, I almost swore. Make stuff up. I also think you wouldn't say it if you didn't at least feel like you had it from someone who would know. And then the other thing is, it also, and this is not to take away from Ben's scoop, but a couple weeks before this, a Pittsburgh reporter who I believe works for a newspaper, not that makes him any more reputable, I believe reported that that was a strong possibility as well. So on top of all that, I had no hesitation.
The biggest thing that I found, and I dug deep, was the date. That was the only thing missing from all the reporting out there. I just solidified everything for
December 28th, right? Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
I'll tell you what, I hope I get to go because ESPN, our deal typically with international games is that the home team reporter goes. We don't send both. I went to London. I did not go to Brazil, and that was just fine with me. But, man, I've been to Dublin once, and I would love to go back because I'm telling you, the Guinness over there, I love Guinness in the States. It's my first choice, but it is even better over there.
I hope I'm right for you, Rob.
Like a milkshake. It's delicious.
Rob, does it give you any pause knowing that I had to text Ben Brust and say, hey, you're aware you should have more than one source, right?
That is, well, you know what? That is kind of the rule.
Oh, no.
Can you confirm you have more than one source?
It depends on the level of the source. Like,
there it is.
I mean,
the source has multiple sources, and it's a source I strongly believe in.
Like, if I have, the head coach saying we're going to hire this coordinator, or the general manager saying I'm signing this free agent, that's pretty solid, right? Like, you can't.
Yeah, but I don't think Benny was talking to Roger Goodell, Rob.
How do you know that?
Well,
I can't
who's the
give up
guy
my
that makes
sources.
the schedule? SI did a big piece on it. What's his name?
Come on, dorks, figure it out.
Val somebody, I think his name is. I feel like it's a guy with a woman's name. Maybe you somehow have a connection. Maybe he's a Wisconsin alum, or maybe he's from where are you from? Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Val Pinchbeck.
Val Pinchbeck. That's it. Maybe Ben's dad or uncle or somebody went to college with him, and I'd go with that. I would believe that.
Well, Rob, as you know, as we are both respected journalists, I cannot give up any more information that we've talked about.
And you should not. I love it. You should not.
Oh, God.
There it is, my guy, my fellow journalist, Rob Domofsky, a pro bono guy, just like me, just doing it for the good of the people.
Ben, I gotta say, I'm in our home state. I mean, I not lived in Illinois for a long time, but I'm about to go into a college basketball gym that I'm guessing you never stepped foot in. But I did, as a youth camper, and my son will tonight as a college basketball player.
I mean, you got to tell me where.
Lake Forest College.
Of course.
When
I did camps at Lake Forest College as a young kid.
Yes, so did I. When I was a kid, I went to Lake Forest Camp, and they have this cool old brick gym.
Cool.
And it was the odd thing was when I was a kid, it was Northwestern's camp run by Rich Falk, who was the coach at Northwestern at the time, but they ran it at Lake Forest College. And I will be driving through the gates. I don't know if gates is the right term, but the front gates of Lake Forest College to go back into that gym where I played summers as like a 6th and 7th grader, and now my kid is a college sophomore.
Yeah. Well, Rob, you as a kid was like the kid that I was getting buckets on, so it takes me down memory lane. And as always, Rob, it was an amazing football season. We enjoyed having you on every Wednesday. 800-990-3776. Send your congrats to Rob Domofsky on the Carbless Talk and Text line.
It was a pleasure, guys, and hopefully we'll do it again next year.
We'll be seeing you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
We will be seeing you.
Rob Domofsky of ESPN.com covers all things Green Bay Packers.
My fellow Here Brad Out ambassador.
My
Rob
fellow
Domofsky.
respected journalist in the business.
You ended the year rough with Rob.
He's gonna reconsider.
You've had a bad day.
He's gonna. I've had a.
Yeah, you've had a
bad day.
No, well, is this coming from people that said they love me earlier in the day?
You asked.
That's true.
You asked Rob. Yes, if we love you, we can hold you accountable. You asked Rob 2 questions. You asked him about Here Brad Out. And you asked him about Jair. He shot both of them down immediately.
And then you decided to go in for a third question.
But it takes, which I did, and I got a pretty good response out of that one. It takes.
We all remember the losses.
A lot of courage to be on a limb like that. To be the only believer in name tags takes a lot of courage.
If he mentions name tag again, which he just did, send us to break.
Is Rob our favorite bald person?
How many bald people do we have on our show? Homer?
Gary?
Oh, Gary called me this weekend. I love Gary.
He called you?
Yeah.
Twice.
Gary called you this weekend?
Twice.
What time?
He called me. It was during the day.
We could talk about this during the break. You guys are idiots.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
he's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota.
Iota. Yeah. That's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Are things getting a little stale? Need to bring back some excitement? Rekindle the romance and love your ride this month at Cunis. Your Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis dealerships are showing the love with new vehicle specials you'll adore at nearby locations in Oak Creek and Greenfield. From the affordable Buick Envista SUV to the rugged GMC Sierra pickup, they have vehicles for every budget. Thinking pre-owned? Visit your local dealership website for a sweetheart deal on one of our 10 pre-owned super specials and swipe right for service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Love your ride this month at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisBuickGMC.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at TPC Scottsdale, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through February 28th. Your winter chance to play TPC Scottsdale awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Guys, let's talk about something important. That's you. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Taking care of your health and appearance isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, they make it easy. With experts in advanced skincare, body contouring, and anti-aging treatments, Quintessa's here to help you stay sharp and at your best. Trust me, when you look good, you feel even better. So why wait? Visit myquintessa.com and take the first step toward a more confident you.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
For New Year's, I wanted to try Ozempic, Wegovy, or other GLP-1 medications everyone's talked about. I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text DATE to 200-300 to get started this New Year's with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less. 100% online. Don't wait. Text DATE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text DATE to 200-300. DATE to 200-300.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And then I saw her face. I'm a believer.
Make sure you tune in from 6 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN, since Jesse Nelson won't pick it up on 100.5 ESPN.
Rogue Show.
Ben Brust and Alex Strofe breaking down all things Badgers, Marquette, college hoops, get you in the mood.
Did you game plan yet?
The idea of you guys unorganized, unsupervised.
How do you know it's
untethered.
unorganized and unsupervised?
I know it's unorganized. You guys haven't planned it out.
You just made a show out of thin air.
Baloney.
Made out of thin air.
We already have a guest.
Yeah. You contacted one person who has no connection.
Colin Russo, a nepotism type.
Nepo baby.
Yeah. Son of Mad Dog Russo, the legend.
Yeah, like Colin's going to add some tetheredness to it. He's just going to
Here's
throw
the thing.
more craziness into it.
That's all you're going to do is yell and scream.
Okay,
that might be true.
Now,
Yes.
the other thing is, though, I know Brad loves Colin Russo. The odds of him,
I do love Colin
The
Russo.
odds of him listening to this program just shot up. They skyrocketed.
Yeah,
no,
he's
he's not going to listen to us. There's no shot.
Yeah, I probably won't. If I'm going to be honest.
Oh,
I
thanks.
Probably won't.
You could have lied.
Well, the drive home is after. By the time he gets home, you know.
I hope he gets stuck in a snowbank, and so you have to listen to us. So you have to listen to us.
What a terrible person.
6 to 7, you're going to be stuck waiting for a tow truck, and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to listen to Alex Strofe and Ben Brust.
I won't turn it on out of spite then. I'll turn on something else.
We know Brad trekked out here today because he wanted to be here today. Yeah. Dang snow.
It's about damn time. I bullied him a year ago. It's about time he made his way in.
Why would you throw that on him?
I went about triple the distance you all went. I don't know how far you are, Kyle, but at least the rest of you.
You went about 48 times the distance I went. I live a block away.
It might be more than 48 times. Yeah, it might be 1,000.
Yeah, the trek was rough.
The trek that you can have on a nice treadmill, because they continue to invest in their equipment at the Princeton clubs, is something you can have with free childcare with the membership, cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, and you can find your better tomorrow. All it takes is one small step to go in there, get a tour, because you can have a strong body and a strong mind while helping create a strong community. And that's what you achieve when you join one of the Madison locations or New Berlin, and that's at the Princeton Club. I love it. Great to have the child care for when I drop off my young daughter and can get a workout in. Lord knows I need it, and they're there for me all the time. Check out the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. The Dam Sports Show in Beaver Dam's up next on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison. We're back in 2 minutes. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Chewy goes off. It's great. It's 2 minutes.
Sell out with me, oh yeah. Sell out with me tonight. The record company's only give me lots of money and everything's gonna be alright.
We've got a problem out there. It's basically visibility and road conditions. Very slick conditions, snow covered in most of the areas, so just be careful. And I'll get to the specifics here. We've got a spin out on 43 northbound off ramp to Locust, so that's going to be affecting that ride. Eastbound 94 right in the Stadium interchange, accident off on the right shoulder. The right lane blocked on southbound 43 heading straight through the Marquette. We've got the right lane blocked with a spin out there, and then another accident on southbound 94 right about at Rawson Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked with a crash there. Now that's just in this neck of the woods. We've got a lot more spin outs and treacherous conditions all over the place, so please be extra careful. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Winter storm warning is in effect until 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Tonight, though, the snow will end. Cold, a low of 14. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 19. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's. Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Game Nightsel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
That it is. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. Dave from Aaron chimes in and says, it looks like you got a little Cool Runnings outfit going.
What a movie.
I've never seen Cool Runnings.
You haven't?
No.
Really?
You got to watch it.
So good.
I've heard about it.
That's a movie even I've seen.
Can I be honest? It seems to me that is a classic of suburban folks, because most suburban folks have seen Cool Runnings, and y'all talk about it all the time.
Are you saying white people?
I said suburban. So suburban can be anything: white, black, Hispanic, Asian. If you live in the suburbs.
Well chosen adjective.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I've never seen it. My friends never talk about. Oh, I do have one friend who went to the suburbs who's black, but he didn't live there.
So he's a suburb guy.
Yeah, he's a suburb guy. Yeah, a suburban. Yeah, I've never seen it though.
Is Chewy a suburban guy? Oh, totally. I mean, he's a suburb. He's a Mark Chimura, Packer Hall of Famer, is a suburb guy as suburb gets. You can hear him on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN. If you haven't heard, cornerback one Keyshawn Nixon has been reaching out to Max Crosby, Davante Adams. Pull up here.
Stop saying
Pull up
that.
in Green Bay. I'm just telling you what he said. He's cornerback one.
Give that any credibility, please.
I'm just saying what I saw him say, Kyle. You can decipher it however you want. I'm just here to report the news as a big journalist. But Chewy had a response to Keyshawn Nixon, cornerback one, allegedly, of the Green Bay Packers, recruiting other players to come play for the Green Bay Packers.
Do you like that, Chew, that there are players from the Packers campaigning and lobbying for other players to join the team?
Not from Keyshawn Nixon. I mean, typically your stars on the team are the ones doing the lobbying or campaigning. He just scares me as a guy who thinks he's better than he is. Am I right or wrong? I mean, let a coach or the head coach tell you that you're CB1. Don't. I hate guys that anoint themselves. Dude, you're not an A player, okay? I don't even know if you're a B player. You may be a B minus player. I don't think that's going to get it done. Max Crosby's not going to go, Keyshawn Nixon. Can you believe he tweeted me? Keyshawn Nixon? Yeah, I'm going. It doesn't work that way. Sorry.
Can we please?
Dang, Chewy.
Can we please put that on the Twitter X and tag Keyshawn Nixon? So Keyshawn Nixon, if he talks trash to Mark Shimura, all Mark has to do, because he doesn't have social media, has somebody else say, "Look at my ring."
You really hate this, don't you?
This is ridiculous. He's absolutely. I absolutely hate when a player who is not that good, and especially Keyshawn Nixon, he's a okay kick returner. Like, he's all pro or whatever he's been kick returner, so he can have that. But calling himself cornerback number one, he wants to go into the year like that, bro. You did not do anything to deserve the moniker of being cornerback number one. And then you sitting here talking on social media, oh, Deebo Samuel, he's nice, but we don't want him, bro. Who the hell are you? What do you mean we don't want you? Don't Goody ain't going to you and say, hey, Keyshawn, here's a list of guys that I think I want. How do you feel about Deebo? He ain't asking you about that. He ain't asked you about that. So I just don't like the fact that Keyshawn Nixon is talking entirely too much, talking about who he want to get. Say what you want to say, but once you start talking about guys you don't want, you don't do that, because we're not having you stopping us from getting anybody that's significantly better than you, just like Deebo Samuel is.
Yeah, as a guy that was in many different locker rooms, not everybody should be the voice of the team, and not everybody should have a microphone put in front of them or a Twitter handle by which they can spread off all their thoughts, because this job...
It worked out well for Devondre Campbell.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it did. He walked off the field this year in San Francisco.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm telling you.
I'm the problem.
There are just so few guys that, one, move the needle, and two, should have the ability to go out there and try to recruit. For the Packers, it should be Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, McKinney. That's probably it. I mean, that's probably it on who guys actually be like, oh, okay.
How do we know he's not well liked by others in the NFL, though?
Well, he could be just genuinely well-liked, but he's young. He's only been on the Packers, and he comes off as a little bit He's only been a little bit, he's kind of prickly.
What, 27, 28, something like that?
I mean, he doesn't come off as a guy that's just like in every circle. He's not doing all the podcasts of all the other players.
That's very
right?
true.
He's
very
not.
True.
He's not popping up in all these other areas. And a well-liked guy in the NFL wouldn't go out of his way to be like, Deebo, we don't want you. That is ruffling feathers. That's not the kind of personality that is someone that like facilitates good relationships.
And the thing is I feel like Matt LaFleur needs to get better control of this football team. And as you just said, he needs to say who needs to talk and who doesn't need to talk. Because I've heard way too many Green Bay Packers, whether it's Jordan Love or Josh Jacobs, talking too dang much, like saying too much. We're talking last week about how Josh Jacobs might have thrown shots at the receiving corps on accident, and the receiving corps out here twittering.
Didn't really feel like an accident.
I mean, they out here tweeting about the fact that, eyes or thumbs down. Like, this just seems like a little bit of a mess that needs to get under control. And the last thing I want to see is some fake wannabe cornerback number one. And he's a cornerback one for a losing football team. That's what he's a cornerback one for.
But this is the world we've created, right? Especially for like athletes. We say, your voice matters. Go out there and say whatever you want. There's nothing that you can really do about it.
Nothing negative.
What do you think is going to happen if Matt LaFleur texts Josh Jacobs and is like, dude, reel it in for Super Bowl week? He'd probably be like,
man, bleep you, Matt.
I'll do whatever I want to do.
No, okay, fine. Josh Jacobs.
This isn't the 80s of the NFL, which I'd prefer to be in some ways.
Okay, Josh Jacobs, everybody has different rules. Josh Jacobs, you know what? When you tweet him, when you message him, when Matt LaFleur say, hey, man, I heard what you said. I already know it's nothing negative, but hey, always be mindful. If Keyshawn Nixon does it, you call Keyshawn Nixon to come into the office and you rip him a new one.
That's fair.
You tell him, you say another dang thing, you going to be cornerback one for some AFL team or Arena Football League team, not here with the Green Bay Packers.
I actually think Keyshawn Nixon's, he's doing more harm than good, right? And like when he shows up in the Twitter feed of Max Crosby, it's the same thing that Chewy's saying. I mean, it's not like Crosby is saying, oh my gosh. I mean, Keyshawn, can you believe it? It's Keyshawn Nixon. You got to have the right person with the right voice to be the representative of your team, and Keyshawn Nixon is not it. He's a self-proclaimed cornerback one who's he's a kick returner.
One thing I will add is I know Kyle is usually late to the news cycle. Keyshawn Nixon and Deebo are actually kind of boys, so it was a playful thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
But good to know.
I know you don't click and read, and you're late to the news.
We shared it on social media. On
yes,
ESPN.
Jamie and Orlando and Ryan from Iguana go make sure that you know he was being funny.
But does it seem
thank
weird?
goodness, because I was ready to tell him you need to sit down somewhere because I already not very happy with Keyshawn Nixon. because of the fact that he really does think.
Oh, you still are scarred, by the way, just by Keyshawn and the way the wild card game went.
But then on top of that, overall, Keyshawn Nixon's not a number one corner, and I don't want him overall because you know what happens when you become a number one corner? You get big headed, right? You start doing what you want to do. Keyshawn Nixon is not good enough for that, and what that could cause in the locker room is issues, is friction. When a guy who's not that dang good is talking about, boy, put me on him, coach. I want Justin Jefferson, and then proceeds to get cooked.
Since the clock hit 000s in the wild card game, who would you say has been the most vocal Packer player amongst all platforms? So there'd be to the media after the game, social media. Who do you think has been the most vocal Packer?
It's a great question. It feels like Keyshawn Nixon.
It does.
But it was Josh Jacobs in like that media row.
He had like one day, though.
That's what I'm saying. It was like 1 or 2 days of being out there. Tucker Kraft had his one day really close to after the season when cleaning out lockers. Haven't heard a peep from Jair, who usually is a voice we're hearing from. Jordan Love plays it pretty close to the chest.
I just think it's strange. I think it's Keyshawn Nixon, the most consistently vocal, right? I mean, all these other guys have had their moment because they said a soundbite.
Well, let's go to somebody who likes Keyshawn's comments. How about that? 800-990-3776. Jake in Milwaukee. You're on the Carpus Talking text line.
Hey, guys, I have a quick question. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with him making those comments. I think personally he's just doing because he wants to just let people know, hey, come to Green Bay, because he knows. I think he knows being part of the team, some of the missing pieces they will need to put him over the edge. I understand he's not a Pro Bowl or anything like that, but he's on the team, and I think he knows what the team needs to get better.
He just loses credibility, though, for the team. Unless he's like dudes with those guys.
Yeah, do you want him to be your mouthpiece? That's my question. I don't.
If he,
but you kind of need a mouthpiece. I'm fine with Josh Jacobs.
Good mouthpiece.
I'm fine with what Josh Jacobs did, even though it upset the locker room. At least that's a guy that's an All-Pro and who's
He's
a
good.
dog.
His talent backs it up. But if Keyshawn Nixon turns out to be a legitimate mouthpiece, where indeed he can hit up Max Crosby because that is his boy, and Max Crosby be like, yeah, I'll come there, then great. Davante Adams, sure, then great. But if you just talking just to talk because you want to tweet out some stuff, get some headlines, and start your own dang podcast, save me of that. Save me of that. Be productive, because on the football field, hit or miss sometimes for you, Keyshawn.
We'll continue to see how active he is in the world of recruiting, or if Kyle said, hey, Matt LaFleur, get the reins on these guys if we see less from Packer players moving forward. Brad, I want you to tell everyone, and maybe some of these people we discussed that play for the Green and Gold, how maybe they can excel in some movement areas.
Yeah, that's right, because if you're going to live the life that you want to live, you can't have pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back. And QC Kinetics is the solution to make sure that you do not. 2025 can be your year about movement, doing the things you want to do, being active. Shoot, it might be shoveling snow today. If you can't do that, you sure aren't going to be able to do all the things you want to do. If the culprit's joint pain, my friends at QC Kinetics will get it right. Thousands of satisfied patients have gone to QC Kinetics. Ones I've talked to specifically said it's something of a miracle by how amazing the revolution in their body is and the pain-free life that they've been able to enjoy. When I went there, I saw the things that only my eyes could see and could describe. Stem cells, platelets, PRP, all these different things that can help your body be able to cure the issues that have been going on, creating the painful joints that you're experiencing. So don't wait any longer. Now you take the advantage of the free consultation. That's right, completely free, to give you your personalized path to a pain-free life. You deserve that. Call QC Connects today at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
So a couple conversations we've had throughout the show, which you can watch back on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, or go to WisconsinOnDemand.com. We had Tausch from Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations, talk about him maybe overestimating the talent that might be on the Packers. You heard from Brad Nortman, who asked his best question to Rob, because he was 0 for 2 before that. Rob Domofsky, who joined us, he had said, where are the Packers closest to being the best at or elite at? And Rob struggled with that question. I want to know from Brad, who played on a Super Bowl caliber team as he lost in Super Bowl 50, what it was like to have dudes, and how far away the Packers are in his perspective. Because I want to know, did the Carolina Panthers have something that the Packers can have very quickly, or are they that far away from it? Brad Nortman, the Super Bowl 50 runner-up, tells you how close the Green Bay Packers are to being championship caliber next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got a problem out there. It's basically visibility and road conditions. Very slick conditions, snow covered in most of the areas. So just be careful. And I'll get to the specifics here. We've got a spin out on 43 northbound's off ramp to Locust. So that's going to be affecting that ride. Eastbound 94 right in the stadium interchange. Accident off on the right shoulder. The right lane blocked on southbound 43 heading straight through the Marquette. We've got the right lane blocked with a spin out there. And then another accident on southbound 94 right about at Rawson Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked with a crash there. Now that's just in this neck of the woods. We've got a lot more spin outs and treacherous conditions all over the place, so please be extra careful. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Winter storm warning is in effect until 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Tonight, though, the snow will end. Cold, a low of 14. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 19. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Ben Brust here because you need to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to welkesdatenight.com for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. On top of that, spend a beautiful night in the city watching Milwaukee basketball take on Miami on February 23rd. Register to win a wonderful Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. That's welkesdatenight.com. Register now through February 12th.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field, it restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale Friday. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Tickets on sale Friday at brewers.com.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV. It's Giannis versus Ant-Man when the Bucks take on the Timberwolves on WMLW The M. Dame looks to make it rain in the Twin Cities and shut down the T-Wolves in their own backyard. Don't miss a second of the action on WMLW The M. Broadcast Channel 49.1 and watch select games on broadcast TV all season. Go to WMLW.com for a full schedule and how to watch. Bucks Timberwolves tonight at 6:30 p.m. on WMLW The M.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
All right, Brad. On Friday, we got a great opportunity to help some people with a great grand opening. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Where are we going to be Friday?
Oh, Tsunami Express Car Wash. I thought you meant last Friday. I was like, go on. I wasn't here on Friday. Keep going.
Well, Brad's face when you said it was like, what are you talking about? Why are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
that was a Kyle Wallace moment.
Friday.
That was a Kyle Wallace moment. Look, you can get all red. Not get hot.
I know all about Tsunami Express, and you're going to know all about Tsunami Express Car Wash because it's the go-to location to make your car looking beautiful. And we, in fact, are going to be there on Friday. This Friday, Valentine's Day, we're going to be at the brand new location in Oak Creek that is on 6900 South 27th Street, right next to Menards. Come say hey to us, KBN Nation. Come out in droves because you're not going to want to miss this. Not only are you getting free washes during grand opening, $5 for your first month of unlimited washes. That's less than a single car wash. But listen to this. 100% of the grand opening proceeds go to Special Spaces Wisconsin, a nonprofit that creates dream bedrooms for children battling cancer. Absolutely love that from Tsunami Express.
That is awesome. Special Spaces does amazing things. Like when you get money to Special Spaces, they personalize a room to make it feel like you're getting better in such a great environment. So awesome cause.
Yeah, and for a child that's dealing with a lot, to have that escape, to have that area, to have something that feels like theirs, that's awesome. That is invaluable.
Wait, so you're telling me we show up, we get a car wash, and we're helping Special Spaces.
That's right. All the proceeds go to Special Spaces during grand opening. So that is something
we'll see you there then.
Your car wash is going to be beautiful, and more than that, you're going to be helping a special young kid who has cancer get their dream bedroom. So you might as well be like us. Come out there Friday. This goes all the way through February 23rd. So don't slow down, but do this as much as you possibly can. Tsunami Express Car Wash, wash, chill, repeat. Say hello to us out there on Friday at Tsunami Express Car Wash in Oak Creek.
Oh, I cannot wait.
It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with Strofer on the show. You on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776. Brad, as we try and figure out what the Packers are in comparison to the other championship caliber teams, can you explain, in your experience, when you were on a Super Bowl runner-up team that made it to the Super Bowl, obviously, what did that team have? And is there anything you can take from that and apply to helping fix the Packers this offseason?
Yeah, it's interesting trying to start comparing Super Bowl teams, whether it be in 2015 when I played in the Super Bowl, or most recently from the teams that played like the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. Let me just paint.
Is there a mean or a mode?
There's a very tight standard deviation.
Is there a variance?
I don't mean for this to just like applaud the team I was on, but just for a moment, try to imagine this. This is not a Super Bowl team that lost the Super Bowl. So we got there, but we lost. That's what the Packers are trying to do. At least get there and try to win. Cam Newton won the MVP, right? Best quarterback in the NFL. You had
Superman.
You had two players receive Defensive Player of the Year votes. Now, they didn't win it. J.J. Watt won it. But two players were
on one roster?
On the same roster. There's only 4 players. I think there's 5 players that received votes. Luke Kuechly, Josh Norman, both the best linebacker, the best cornerback in the NFL. They got votes. Top 5 O-line. You also had a secondary that was top 5 in the NFL. 7 All-Pro players. 7 All-Pro players on both sides of the ball.
Damn, who was All-Pro this year? Jacobs?
Packers? I think only McKinney. It wasn't Jacobs because Saquon and Henry were in front of him.
Yeah.
Because All-Pro is not AFC NFC.
It's not AFC NFC.
It's the whole. So 7 guys.
7?
7.
Yeah, they were loaded.
But I think if you look at the Eagles, I think they have 6. So it just goes to show when you have dudes at every level, that's what happens. You had the coach of the year in Ron Rivera. You had the defensive coordinator who, after 1 year after that, went to be the Bills head coach, and he's been doing outstanding in the Bills.
His name is
Sean McDermott, and we were number 1 in the NFL on offense, number 5 on defense, and we were like 15th on special teams. Not holding the team back, but not also being the reason why we necessarily won. So I look at that and say, there were dudes, best players in their position.
That made me feel horrible about our experiment to try and bridge the gap to making this team a championship caliber team.
Yeah, we're pretty far off.
When you describe this, or when you compare it to the Eagles, or not really the the Chiefs, I guess, too. But this is what most Super Bowl teams look like, right? Multiple All-Pros. Somebody winning an award, whether it be MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You're top 5 in most categories. You have stud coaches, stud players all across the board. When I relive this, and I remember it in the locker room, there was such little doubt. You know what I mean? Like, you go into a Packer game, and you're like, they're playing the Lions. I don't know if they're the better team. The Lions look pretty good. This team, there was so little doubt. We just looked around.
I like the way you say that.
We got dudes everywhere. Like, I would love our chances against anybody. I don't care who we play. When we play them, and when you're on the field, we spanked them. Well, except for the Super Bowl, of course.
So
it's the most important game.
Important game. But so I just think about that, and I think about comparing that team to this Packer team, which in some ways isn't necessarily fair, but it's a big gap. It's a big gap from being a playoff team to be like a Super Bowl favorite.
I guess you need to answer your own question to Rob Domofsky earlier. Based off what you know about building a championship caliber team, where do you think the Packers are closest, and where do you think through the draft and free agency, if they do dabble, that they can get to a point where they're bolstering? Because you had said a line earlier. Usually you're knocking on the Super Bowl door before getting to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It feels like we're missing that knocking step for the Packers. So in order to get knocking, where can this team, in Brad Nortman's professional opinion, do that best in the offseason?
Well, and that's what sparked that question, right? I asked Rob Domofsky, what position group, what area are the Packers amongst the best in the NFL? And I asked that because I thought about my own Super Bowl team. I also thought about the Philadelphia Eagles, where they have multiple position groups where they're the best in the NFL. Offensive line best in the NFL, running back best in the NFL. There are skill positions up there with them. Defensive line, debatably the best in the NFL. So they got D coordinator, O coordinator, one of the best in the NFL. So that led to that question. So for the Green Bay Packers, there's no immediate position group that jumps out to me that says, at least this group is the best in the NFL. It used to be Aaron Rodgers. We don't have that anymore. It used to be, hey, we have at least one receiver, Davante Adams, who's number one. To me, I agree with Rob's answer. I think offensive line is the closest, but they're not the best in the NFL. Eagles have a better one. Lions have a better one. Vikings, debatably. They're probably top 5, maybe.
Could you make the case they're closest at tight end? Because obviously Musgrave was hurt for most of this season. Tucker Kraft, seemingly one of the few second-year players that took a jump.
Sure, I like your effort here, but I don't know how confident I feel in being like, ooh, that tight end group's the group that I really want to have.
Well, I'm not saying it's the one you want
in order to be a championship caliber team.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. I
know. The question was, what group is the closest? I would probably go tight end.
I think that is so. I love that, right? Because when I'm thinking about the positions that you actually win with. Like, I'm not saying tight end you can't win with, but I don't know, Travis Kelce, fantastic. He's the number one receiving threat for that football team, or I guess Xavier Worthy. But I love that you said it because it shows you how good that the Packers tight end room can be. But when I think about this question, O-line is definitely one that is up there, right? They're not too far off. I think you talk about the weakest link on there. The center position is going to be changed probably going into next season. You're probably going to be improved at that. You feel more confident about Sean Ryan probably staying there at guard, and you still have Jordan Morgan. He's got to be put somewhere, right? But when I think about it, I think Rob Domofsky said something very powerful. He talked about the fact that you got Edgerrin Cooper, who we already know. That he wasn't just like, the best rookie linebacker one week. He was considered the best defensive player one week in the NFC, right? Like, I think it's multiple weeks.
Twice.
And so that is impressive for somebody who really didn't get a chance to get a lot of reps until halfway through the season. So when I think about that, and we think about Quay Walker, where he's been good in flashes, and this is what I'm going to do. Remember, I'm Kyle the optimist now this week.
Know that none of what Kyle is going to say may come true.
No,
but it's going to be optimistic.
But I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to listen to the guys who are the experts. And the expert, you would say, the only All-Pro on this football team this year was Xavier McKinney.
I believe it was McKinney.
And so Xavier McKinney did have a lot of high praise talking about Quay Walker. He's only worked with him 1 year, and he probably sees in practice and in games and in film, he probably sees, boy, he is just a little bit away. He's there. He's just not making the play. Or that was a good step. He's almost there. And I think based off what Xavier McKinney is seeing, and based off what we all know about Quay Walker, none of us think Quay Walker sucks. We just think Quay Walker needs to bring it all together. And what we all believe in year 2 under Jeff Hafley, we're interested to know, with Edgerrin Cooper being the guy who is the stud, taking pressure off of Quay Walker to be the guy at linebacker, and then bringing in somebody else, I do think you have an opportunity to have a very fast, strong, and athletic linebacking core for the Green Bay Packers. And we want to know one thing about Quay is he may miss some tackles, but he also makes a hell of a lot of tackles as well.
So interesting. I just looked up, just this year, all pro selections by team. Okay? How many did the Green Bay Packers have?
One.
Wait, all pro or Pro Bowl?
All pro.
One.
All pro.
Pro Bowl doesn't count.
Amongst
Rashawn
the
Gary made the
leaders,
Pro Bowl, therefore it does not count.
amongst the leaders, 3 teams were tied with 6. What do you think those 3 teams were?
Lions, Eagles,
Correct.
and
Bills.
not the Chiefs, not the
Chiefs.
Bills.
Ravens?
I was going to say, I was
Ravens. How about a team that's tied or second place with 5? This is a surprising one.
surprising one.
Yeah.
Surprising one.
Did they
must
make
be-
it to the AFC or NFC
I don't know
Championship
if I
game?
could name these people.
Oh, the Denver Broncos?
Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
5
Oh,
all
sure.
They had
Surtain.
and they had a solid offensive line. They had
Yeah.
a good defense that we remember in the offseason. We're like, we don't know who the hell these guys are. When
That's
the Packers
true.
went there,
And
the
then-
defense turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, all right, the joint practice.
Yeah, the joint practice. We
That's
thought,
right.
Yeah, their defense turned out to be
We were
pretty
like, this is
solid.
going to matter, right?
I forgot about that.
And then finally, tied for 3rd, or however we want to put it, Kansas City Chiefs with 4, Washington Commanders with 4. It's no surprise that the teams that were alive at the very end,
Outside the Broncos.
the Bills have won, like I said, the league MVP, but those teams were the ones that were alive when it was all said and done, and the one that has the most, tied with the most, won the Super Bowl.
Brad, that should actually make Packers fans a little bit more excited that we were able to do more with less. We were able to do more
It
with
shows
the
you have a
quarterback.
long way to go.
They have a long way to go, but you still got 11 wins, and we knew we had there's a gap between us and the Eagles, us and the Lions, and us and the Vikings.
Joshua
you
Hartland
need at
chimes
least
in on the
4
Carbless
All-Pros.
Talk and text line. I think we're missing something, boys. I think he nailed it. The position that is probably closest to being elite is safety, and it's not even close. One All-Pro and Evan Williams showing signs of
I like that,
greatness
yeah.
if he can progress nicely. And Bullard's kind of that, safety hybrid
to your
player.
point, like we talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, which group is further along? I think you can make the case much more for the defense that they are closer to having multiple All-Pros than the offense is.
Well, yeah, because the receivers took a damn step back. I mean, I guess Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love have the potential.
Yeah, Love has the potential.
Yeah.
It's
But
going to be tough.
To be
at
the
top.
second best quarterback. I mean, this is team 1
1 and
and
2.
2, so you have to be the 1 or 2 best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Jordan Love, how much I love him, that's going to be tough to crack.
But
really
guys
tough to
like
crack.
Furthest away on the defensive line, which is probably the position that we learned was very important. And it's not like a news flash that we all just learned defensive line's important. We've talked about it all year long.
No, it's true. That's why I think Myles Garrett or Max Crosby makes the defensive line that much better because other guys get better. Just look at what the Eagles, they got dudes, right? They got dudes on the inside, especially with Jalen Carter. They got guys. But on top of that, we talked about Josh Sweat. You think Josh Sweat is that good without having those interior guys as good as they are?
But he's free agent, so I'd love to see what he can do even without those interior
That
guys.
might be a guy that Goody kicks the tires on, to be honest, because he'll probably be right in that range of what the Packers will be.
We've been talking a lot about what today, Strofe?
the Green Bay Packers.
What have you been talking about?
Love.
Yes, Valentine's Day is coming, and you got to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize, courtesy of our great friends at Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, type this in, welkesdatenight.com, for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. And you can spend a date night watching the Milwaukee basketball team locally here. On February 23rd, take on a team coming up from South Beach, Miami. Sounds like a good date night. Register now to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. That's welkesdatenight.com. You have until today. This is the last call to win that bouquet of flowers and 2 tickets to a wonderful game for you to go on a nice date. Get to it. welkesdatenight.com. That's welkesdatenight.com. Go there now, sign up, and have a chance to win a wonderful, wonderful prize, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. Aaron Rodgers is mortal. Do you want to see him play for the Vikings, Kyle?
I do.
Wow.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I? I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
I love you, Lou. That's Lewis from the north side. The north side always knows.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, the tough ride continues. We've got spinouts, accidents all over the place, treacherous conditions, and now we've got a vehicle fire to work with. It's on westbound 94, just past Elm Grove Road before you get to Sunny Slope. Please be extra careful if you're going to be heading through that area. Beyond that, of course, we've got southbound 43, the right lane blocked with a spinout there in the Marquette. We've also got a couple of issues, couple of accidents. 4394 northbound, right into the Mitchell interchange, left shoulder closed with a crash. On the southbound side, another one just past Layton Avenue. That one has the left lane blocked, so watch out for that. But otherwise, we've got spin-outs and accidents all over the place. It's going to be pretty treacherous. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. A winter storm warning until 3 a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, tonight, the snow will end cold with a low of 14. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 19. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One Collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey guys, Josh DiMaggio here. Don't be like me and wait till the last minute. Valentine's Day is almost here. Impress that special someone with a handcrafted bouquet from Flowers for Dreams. Order a bouquet online at flowersfordreams.com or visit their Walker's Point location. Use code ESPN at checkout for 15% off your bouquet, or this year, try something new with tickets to their date night open studio workshop on Friday, February 14th. Every Valentine's bouquet benefits an amazing local Milwaukee charity. That's flowersfordreams.com, code ESPN.
Get ready for the grooviest celebration of the year. Join us at American Place Casino for our Woodstock and Wildflowers 2-year anniversary bash on Saturday, February 15th. We're giving away $50,000 in cash and free play with winners drawn every 15 minutes from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Participate in our costume drawing for a chance to win $500 in free play. Come celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Don't miss out on all the fun promotions and live entertainment. Peace, love, and big jackpots await. Visit AmericanPlace.com for more details.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Dominican High School's Aaron Womack III. The senior basketball standout etching his name in state and school record books by passing the 2,000 career point threshold. The 6'6" Womack is racking up the big stat lines this season, including back-to-back games with 96 total points scored. He's averaging over 30 points a game this season, which is, of course, impressive enough in itself, but he also puts in the work on the boards, averaging 11-plus rebounds a game. Womack is hoping to propel Dominican to the state title for the first time in his career. And when it comes to the next level, Womack will be playing Division I basketball next season for Syracuse. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Aaron Womack from Dominican High School.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, unfortunately, I'll be out next week. I'll be skiing in Park City, Utah. I wouldn't be able to do that if I had some joint pain. My knees, my hips, even my shoulders and my back. You can't live your life to the fullest if that is what you are experiencing. If you are experiencing that, wait no longer. Call my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the groundbreaking regenerative treatment strategy that's going to help you get your life back together. It's sweeping the nation, and they've already given tens of thousands of satisfied patients the life that they want to live. No longer do you have to live pain-free. QC Kinetics is here to use all the things in their toolkit. PRP, plasma, stem cells, so many things that I saw with my own eyes at the Greenfield location, and they were able to meet me where I was, give me a personalized plan. They're going to do the same thing for you. You get your free consultation, so there's really no harm in doing it. You've probably looked at all the other options, steroids, surgery, whatever it is. No. QC Kinetics, long-term pain relief without all those other things. You deserve to have your life together in a pain-free life, and QC Kinetics can give you that. Give them a call for a free consultation at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I think, this is it sort of happened to Mason Crosby or whatever. I think the league was going to retire him. And that's just the reality of it. I would be shocked if the league just, didn't retire Rodgers.
That was Rob Domofsky earlier here with us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Powerful.
800-990-3776. Do you agree with Rob? Will the NFL retire Aaron Rodgers, or will he find a spot to play professional football?
This is where having a what's it called, like in kindergarten? Plays well with others, on
the report card?
On your report card. That's where something like this is valuable, because if this was Drew Brees, if this was Peyton Manning, all those things, maybe a team might say, you know what, we'll bring them in. They play well with others. They're going to be a locker room leader. They're going to be help our younger guy. They're going to cause no issues. But with Aaron Rodgers comes the circus of Aaron Rodgers. And even though I feel like he's tried to pull that back a little bit this year.
A little bit.
I just don't know if I see the Steelers, the Vikings. I just don't see them taking that chance. I want it to happen. I'd love to see one more year.
I want to see one more year on the football field.
I want one more year. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be retired by the NFL yet, because there's too many teams that are desperately in need for a quarterback, right? You got the Tennessee Titans who may want the quarterback.
But does he want to go to a team that's desperate for a quarterback if they're no good?
Well, that comes down to what is he playing for, right? Is he continuing to play for redemption? Because he played for a crappy organization with the New York Jets, and it failed just miserably. So is Aaron Rodgers wanting to go out there just to play football, right? Or is he only going out there to try to win a championship? If he wants to win a championship, then he's limited of where he wants to go, because a lot of the teams that are good, they have quarterbacks. Like the Minnesota Vikings, they have Sam Darnold. They have to decide if they want to try to re-sign him for another year, but I doubt it, because he's probably going to want to start somewhere. And then you have J.J. McCarthy. But that might be a good landing spot for him, because then he can go there and be a mentor to J.J. McCarthy.
Loves being a mentor.
Well, he just said he enjoyed mentoring Mr. Jordan Love. He said he enjoyed doing that. So it'll be interesting to see that.
It almost like he did it out of jest because Favre didn't do it to him. Sure. I don't know if he did it out of the kindness of his heart. I think he did it to tell the story.
Well, but still, at the end of the day, when I look at this situation, I do not think the league is going to retire Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers will need to make a decision on how much he really wants to play football. Does he want to play for a bad organization, a bad football team because he loves the game, or does he only want to play for a competitive team? That will be a reality check for Mr. Rodgers, because he already is having a reality check of he went from the hottest person out there where everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people were interested in having him. The San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan was kind of go backdoor ways to try to get Aaron Rodgers there, to at this point thinking about, am I still going to have a team that actually wants me, right? So how the mighty have fallen in Aaron Rodgers so quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is sad.
It's the reality of the situation. That's what happens with old age. Father Time gets all. Like, it never is undefeated. He never loses. It got Brad.
Sure did.
It'll get a lot of people. It got Ben.
I mean, it didn't really get me.
It got you.
It wasn't really good enough anymore.
And one day in radio is going to get me and you.
What do you want him to do? If you could.
Yeah. What do you want?
Define
Kyle?
the narrative.
What do you want?
I want him to play.
Give me your dream scenario here.
My dream scenario is this. I'm not going to lie to you, fellas. The last 2 years without having Aaron Rodgers drama in my life was a little different. And
because you have a relationship with him. Yeah. He's been your boo for a long time.
You kind of like
and
that
y'all
drama.
know I love watching 90 Day Fiance. I love seeing all the drama. I want Aaron Rodgers to follow in the footsteps of the great Brett Favre and go to Minnesota and see what he can do. It will be so fun. Imagine this. Aaron Rodgers doing the same thing that Brett Favre did.
But what if he's doing it to the Packers?
Yeah, what if it increases their odds to beat the Packers?
Listen. It is still the sport that I love to watch in football, and it makes it that much more interesting. The Packers should be good.
The sport that I love to watch in football, you famously don't watch a lot of other games. You only watch the Green Bay Packers.
And I love to watch the sport of football when it's the Green Bay Packers on the screen.
But there's a possibility that if Aaron Rodgers beats the Green Bay Packers, you may be put in a frenzy.
Makes for great drama. Can't wait to see it.
Man, this is the day. This is the day. Mark it on February 12th, 2025 at 4:42 that Kyle is putting the drama of Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings ahead of the chances of the Packers to go further. I mean,
If we're scared,
1-5 in the division.
If we're scared of Aaron Rodgers, a 40-some-year-old man going to the Minnesota Vikings after the season,
it's because their roster is overall good. And Kevin O'Connell is a very good coach.
We'll see what the old man can do. He can barely move. He's like a statue out there.
I will say I would love
He moves
the
like
drama.
Chris Middleton. And we saw what happened to him. He got traded. He ain't played since.
It moves like you.
Moves like me. I don't know. I can got a little more giddy up than Aaron Rodgers, I think.
Rodgers takes the field wearing a Vikings uniform. You are booing or cheering?
Booing.
Are you buying it?
Hell no.
Did you buy a Favre jersey?
Absolutely not.
You're as loyal to Favre as I've seen anybody in life.
No, I was. And then the little tax thing or whatever he did, the money.
You were defending that.
I filed
you put it past you?
You know what? I filed a conscience and decided that I can't be on the wrong side of history with that one. So I decided that I had to drop Brett Favre from because of what he did down in Mississippi. But
allegedly,
you took him. Didn't you take him out of your house?
I took him down off the wall. I did.
Wow, it's a big move.
I made a decision.
Did you cry?
It's very symbolic.
It was tough. It's still sitting face down right now on the table.
He hasn't been disposed of?
No. What do I want to do? I mean, it's a nice thing.
On the Carbless Talking text line, though, Kyle, getting some heat. John in Milwaukee. Once again, Kyle's showing he's really not a Packers fan, wanting Aaron Rodgers to go to the Vikings and do well. I'm completely at loss for this bad take.
When did I say do well? When did do well?
I said, what if it
come
makes
out?
him a better team?
Listen, I don't care. But when the Green Bay Packers play him, they better not be scared of a 41, 42-year-old quarterback trotting on the field. They should destroy him. We should have Miles Garrett sacking him.
They should destroy him.
No, I'm just saying, like we're afraid. If we're afraid of Aaron Rodgers, we are not ready to go to a Super Bowl. We're not. Because guess what? Jared Goff and what they got in Detroit, a lot better than that. A lot better than that. What we just saw with the Eagles, a lot better than that. So we're afraid of what the big old bad old wolf and Aaron Rodgers can do in Minnesota, then y'all are losers.
I'll tell you what, it'd be the ultimate litmus test of the D-line, right? Has the D-line improved? If you can't get pressure
if you
on
can't
Rodgers,
sack the guy who can't move, you stink.
Then that's it. You're done. You're done.
Exactly. So I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers at this point. I just would love to see Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota to come back home to Green Bay and play us.
Well,
I think it'd be cool to beat him.
He's been in the league so long, his time value and money is pretty good in what he's done, and you can have that same time value money if you work with somebody smart and who you bank with.
That's right. The folks at Bank 5-9, the smartest I know. Not only the smartest, the most loyal, the most committed, the most down to earth, and the most committed to making lives better. That is their mission statement after all. Make lives better. That's the focus of Bank 5-9. Of course, that means their customers receiving the highest quality financial management. Anything you need in your financial life, Bank 5-9 will take care of. You can be able to sit and put your head down on the pillow at night knowing that everything is taken care of at Bank 5-9. But not only that, they're making lives better in their community. 9,000 hours plus of volunteerism from their company. Not only that, hundreds of nonprofits supported financially right here in southeastern Wisconsin. The employees, of course, that satisfaction is high, ranking once again as one of the best places to work in Wisconsin. Bank 5-9, they're checking all the boxes. Customers, community, employees, you. Bank 5-9 is your go-to place for a true local community bank. I want you to check them out and see how great they really are and how they can make your life better at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
The legend himself, Homer, in studio before the Homer Hour next.
Oh, he gonna burn in here.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil. Virgil. A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here because you need to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to Welke'sDateNight.com for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. On top of that, spend a beautiful night in the city watching Milwaukee basketball take on Miami on February 23rd. Register to win a wonderful Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. That's Welke'sDateNight.com. Register now through February 12th.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale Friday. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Tickets on sale Friday at Brewers.com.
It's time for another edition of Wellness Wednesdays here on 94.5 ESPN. Kyle Brust and Nortman's Brad Nortman sits down with Wellness Director Jessica Barr to talk about Quintessa.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman here with another edition of Wellness Wednesdays. I'm here with Jess from Quintessa Aesthetic Center in Brookfield. This week, we're talking about hormones. Now, this is an area that I feel like is discussed, but not that much known. It's sort of a new frontier. So I would love to know more on how I can use my hormones and hormones that you guys utilize at Quintessa to optimize my health.
Yeah, so we'll kind of break it down into men and women. So men are a little bit luckier. They just, after 30 years old, they kind of have the slow, steady decline.
It is pretty nice.
But women, on the other hand, we just fall off a cliff and we all of a sudden have no hormones. So we really treat men and women both with hormone replacement therapy. And we use bioidentical, which is very different than synthetic. Bioidentical is the same structure as our own hormones. So it's better tolerated. People feel better. You have more energy. For men and women, you sleep better, better gains in the gym. So all around just feeling better.
What are some of the red flags someone would be looking at to think, okay, these are what I'm feeling throughout my life. Maybe hormones can help me.
Yeah. So for men and women, it's decreased libido, poor sleep, low energy, brain fog, just not feeling like yourself.
Well, I feel like that is an area that everybody can find ways that they can improve on. I know that I can. So I'll be looking on how I can improve my own hormones at Quintessa Aesthetic Center in Brookfield.
Learn about all the services offered by Quintessa Aesthetic Center at myquintessa.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. February is here and love is in the air, but if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is happening now. Find great deals on amazing bonus buys throughout the entire store. Then take an extra $100 off every $17.99 you spend. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $17.99 you spend. See store for details. Or make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month 0% financing. Get in today because these deals won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Radio legend.
I don't care. I wanted to talk to Brent Musburger. That was for my own personal benefit. I hope other people enjoyed it, but I wish I was Brent Musburger. How about that?
Voice of Marquette basketball.
Joplin to the basket. He dumps it. Hammer time.
And owner of the most famous catchphrase, at least in this building.
Oh, baby, that's sweet.
It's time for Uncle Homer on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Presented by Colette. Join Homer next summer overseas and explore the many shades of Ireland. Text Homer to 800-990-3776 for full details on how you can make this memorable journey happen.
Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Nortman before the Homer Hour. Make sure you check out YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, where you can see the beautiful faces of Alex Strofe and Ben Brust as we're looking forward to following the Homer Hour today.
This is elder abuse right now in this heat. This is how they did the devil's draws in here.
I want to mention the idea of the name tag.
Oh.
Yeah, Homer, I don't want to waste any more time on this.
Your baby boomer brain probably needs
No,
it.
it's brilliant because you had the issue of pronouns and what to call people.
Oh, that's
but it
over
needs
now.
No, I know, but it needs to be like a hologram or something that I can put up that exists on my glasses or somewhere where people see it. You can't have a sticker.
No, okay, now we're working with Apple, Microsoft,
Yes.
we're working with somebody.
Right, so
Next
that
level.
when I look at somebody, I should see their name somehow.
Why?
Yes.
Well,
Homer
wait a
gets
minute.
it, guys.
That's
Homer
an
gets
invasion
it.
of privacy. I don't want you to know my.
I don't have. You don't want me to know your name?
No, Homer, I don't
Kyle,
want you to know my
it might
name. I
surprise
don't
you
know you. I
that
don't.
the
You
government-
especially, Homer.
You don't
government
want
tech-
people to know you. Let me just
No.
ask.
They know
what
way
is-
more than that.
What problem is created by me seeing with the holograms? I mean, your name.
Just
I don't
Kyle.
have to call you. I don't have to call you, Kyle. But
So,
if I choose,
so wait a minute, Homer. You want to walk around this world where everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows your name. What do you mean?
But that's what you're saying.
No. It is a first name. A first name means nothing, and you can pick whatever it was.
A first name. People literally take months to decide the
You don't
name
know
of
who
their
the
children.
person is. Or
your kid's first name means nothing.
Oh,
Why
no,
don't you
no,
just call
yes.
kid 1,
no,
kid 2?
In terms of people
You might
knowing
have.
about you, they can't look you up. Oh, you're Kevin. I can find you up. Oh, Kevin. Oh, that's that.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
Homer,
exactly.
no. Oh, see, Homer.
Homer, no.
Homer as in,
Homer's got
no,
wisdom,
Homer
Kyle,
wasn't
wisdom.
raised in this technology world where you can find somebody's face and name, and then you say, okay, they're here, there. You haven't done any Instagram searching to try
Yes,
to find
I have.
somebody. No,
and you don't. And look, and you don't.
I respect
No,
it.
you can't prevent that either way.
True.
Yeah,
that is
already,
true.
the government,
Somebody
these
that
tech
wants
companies,
to. This just allows people, if they want to use your name, they can.
Would you go by Steve or Homer?
That's
His
a
name
great
is
question.
No, your name
great
is Steve.
question.
You can't. No, you don't get to choose.
Yes,
You
I
can't
do
Steve.
get to choose.
No,
That's the whole point.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. You
That's
know what?
the key to it.
King. That's what
Yes,
you call me.
fine.
Okay, we'll call
Great.
you King.
From here on out, you call me King.
And I
Kyle.
look at you and I go, King, how's it going? If I want to.
We're buddies.
And as a matter of fact, I might be more curious to learn about you with King.
Yeah.
Call me King.
King's
Kyle
that
from
good
here on out.
Yes. Like my
I
dad's
would love
name
calling
was
you
my
King.
dad's name was Herb, Herb, which has to be the worst name in the world.
They probably don't have to be baby
And I
Herbs
wish
out
to
there,
thank him. No, he was Guy Herbert, and his dad made him the junior. Fortunately, though there were 5 boys, he never made us.
What do we
Guy
think of the
Herbert
name
III.
Elmer?
It seems
Like the
old.
glue?
Elmer Fudd. It's like
I knew an Elmer.
Because my dad's middle name is Elmer, and then ironically, my sister married somebody whose dad's middle name was Elmer.
Come
so they
on.
named their kid
right.
first name,
Elmer?
middle name Elmer.
See,
Elmer
it is-
lives on. I love Elmer.
We'll make it as a middle name, I think.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyway,
a bad
that's
first
that
name.
we have now created
Hey,
part 1 of this.
that was my
What do you
great-grandfather's
want to
name.
be? Your name. You're gonna have NFL punter or what?
I'm
Punter.
just-
Super Bowl
I'm
50
just
runner-up.
Brad. Okay,
I'm just
Brad.
Brad.
We got
B-dash
King,
Rad.
Brad.
You know what? So I was.
You'll be shooter.
Shooter.
Yeah.
It's funny you say
Wait a minute, you
this,
gotta be
Homer.
very specific what shooter means.
Yeah.
Shooter can be a lot of different things. A lot of different things, Homer. See, that's the problem.
no, it isn't
shooter.
a problem.
We shouldn't be joking about that.
No, that's a great point. Then you'd have to consider, and you might
Yeah.
not be able to do
Buckets.
shooter.
Buckets.
Okay,
Buckets.
yes.
I like buckets.
See, you got nicknames all over the place.
you didn't
Now
say
we're connecting
nicknames.
with people.
The upset of the century
It's
is everyone
it's
hated
the
this.
one thing of many things that I think that our current technology allows an improvement. Because
Homer is so smart.
I hate it still.
He's
I don't
so
want people to know my
wise.
name.
Brad, you're gaslighting
then
right now.
you just decided when it comes
King
up on the
Kyle.
hologram, King.
So let's be
Then
honest.
they don't know
Let's
your
be
name.
honest. Somebody said King to me. I'm like, huh? King? Well,
That's your
fault.
me. That's right. I
Yeah,
forgot
you
this stupid
use
name
Kyle.
tag I have.
Yeah, that's it
your
isn't it.
choice,
The key
though.
is it has to be done without a name tag.
It's a
I don't wanna be going on
complete
like I'm at a
invasion.
So for those who are figuring out what the hell is going on, Brad had an idea that we need universal name tags
Awful
for
idea.
everybody, so everyone can remember each other's
Yeah, and
names.
the geriatric guy agrees with you. Because he can't remember people's names himself.
only if it can be done in the manner in which I said. And I assume that it
Hologram.
can be, or somewhere. We see it even though there's no sticker. I'm assuming that can be done
No,
somehow.
that's too much of an invasion of privacy of people just being able to know your name. I don't want that.
Okay, hold on. This is why this is good. For the people that don't want to do it, then don't have it on. That's fine.
Well, why don't you just have name tag? Why don't you just walk around with a name
I want
tag?
everyone to do it. I want everyone to do it.
You're a dictator.
You seem like a nice guy.
I want everyone to do it.
But deep down, you want to rule. I just think, dude, you should be. You
What
should
a
be
king.
You should be king. Yes,
Here's
nicest
the thing.
guy in the
Seems
world,
nice, but wants
deep
to
down, he
rule.
wants to rule.
Like a
yes.
good parent, I know what's best for all of you, and I want to implement that.
No,
That's what I wanna do.
you don't have
I
that
never
knowledge.
thought I could dislike you. I just dislike you.
Oh, wow.
I don't need another mom. I had one. She's dead. I don't need you telling me what's best for me. You know what you need to be in charge of?
What's that?
What's best for you and your kids.
But I'm not going to keep a great idea to myself. I want them.
That's
I want
fine.
The problem is
I
it wasn't a
agree
great
with that,
idea.
But you're not forcing them to agree. I believe you
Oh, I
said.
want everyone to wear a name tag.
Well,
You
look
wanna-
at here now. Now you got to have
I think your name needs to be
No,
King.
I didn't know
that's a good
I didn't
point.
know he wanted to be ruler.
Yeah,
we got to
he-
change the name of the show.
But
He
it
allows
only
for
works
this-
if there's universal buy-in. That's the point. Like if everyone's doing
King,
it,
Brust,
then it
and
works.
Nortman on
I agree,
94.5
but you
ESPN.
can't force them to do it. You hope and do the work to get it to catch on.
So we need to make it cool.
I think we
gotta
have.
make it Cool.
We got
cool.
King.
Oh, I'm gonna
Ruler.
trust Brad
We
and
got
Homer
King,
to make something
Ruler,
cool.
Buckets,
What would
and
you call Stro?
Whatever he wants.
String
to
bean.
be your
String,
name.
string bean.
String bean.
That,
String
was
bean.
that what you? What would you pick?
God.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.